Hey everybody, welcome back to Alien RPG. I am your host and game mother Hachiman slash Marty. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we will finish up part two of Act Two in my game San Tome. And this scenario, along with all my other stuff, is available on my website. I'll put that link in the description below. I hope you guys enjoy the game. And please like, subscribe, turn notifications on, and please put your comments down below. All that stuff helps the channel. And we will see you guys soon. Enjoy. We'll we'll run and not return.
Fail our morale check. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's right. So I've added some icons to the map just to give us a little bit of a sense because this colony's got 80 people on it. So there's other people around besides you guys. So I just added some emblems of some roughnecks to the map, just where get a general idea where some people are. Where we left off, Gould, DeKalb, Sotillo, and four of her Marines are up in the cavern, and they ran afoul a couple of spiders that had somehow gotten into this black stuff that's running through the channel, and it seemed to make them change. And she squished one, Sotillo squished one, and the other, when she squished the one, the other jumped to his feet and attacked her. Of course, it missed, and then she stomped it like a boss. Meanwhile, you guys were trying to run Wayne back to the colony because he had gotten bitten by one of these that had just touched or got infected by whatever this stuff is, and he had a bite mark on his hand and it didn't look good. There were black veiny striations going on. You were like, all right, let's run him back. So Monahan and Nostromo took Wayne Arpaia back, and Wayne kept saying he was fine, and for a moment you almost believed him. You checked him out in medical, then you ran him over to the labs to get a closer look, determining that there was this substance that was in the venom that had mutagenic properties and was causing some changes, and you decided to get him in the autodoc Monahan to amputate his hand, and by the time you got him back and got him in there and got it going, he finally failed a stamina roll after like 5 tries by the GM, and the stuff started to spread through his body. He got very agitated. He started to break his way out of the autodoc, and you got Nostromo, Lacrosse, and Nice and told him to get the hell Nisa and told him to get the hell out, and you got the Marine to help you drag Billy on his gurney out into the hall. You closed the door and locked it just as this thing that used to be Wayne came up to the door and started to pound on it. And that's where we left off.
I think under modern sensibilities, we're still supposed to say it's Wayne up until we have to shoot him in the head.
Yeah. Well, that's probably true.
He's a real person.
That's right. So,
Who's still in the cave?
yes, you are still in the cave.
And Sotillo was too, I think.
Sotillo and Gould.
We're,
And Gould as well.
we're batting spiders, trying to keep spiders out of the cavern.
Yeah,
That's
that and Gould, you found a piece of sheet metal that you wanted to put over the entrance into the cavern.
But I'm waiting for guys to bring me some glue and caulk and a bolt gun.
Yeah, that's what these guys up in the vehicle depot are doing. They're grabbing that equipment to put it into the
Oh, by the way, are you
tractor.
recording? Are you recording?
Oh, I am. Yep.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
all right. Let's see. I do need to pull up my. Where's my PDF? There's my PDF. Let's get that over here so that I've got that handy. All right. Very good. And so,
All right. DeKalb, Can you guys try and manage to knock these spiders out? If we're going to close up this cavern, and I'm still, we're waiting on those guys with the bolt gun. If we're going to close up this cavern, I want to grab one of those jars so that we can analyze it. I don't want to lock the whole thing up with all that stuff inside. Then we don't have access to those in case there's some clue there to what's going on.
I
So I
think
wanna
didn't we
grab-
bring one back to?
The lab,
Yeah, I thought
put
we
it in
brought one
those
back.
containment things.
Yeah, the
boxes.
LaSalle Labs I think has one, right?
All right, so I'm going to hustle.
Well, hold on. No, Andy never grabbed one.
Nobody grabbed one.
Yeah, Monahan.
Okay.
Monahan went back up to the. Monahan had talked about how she wanted to grab one, but she wanted to handle it with a hazmat suit away from everybody and get it back to containment in LaSalle Labs. But before any of that happened is when the spider shenanigans up in the cavern started and Wayne got bitten. So nobody actually had the opportunity to grab one and get it back.
Yeah, that was the original reason we thought about trying to seal off the cavern to create
Exactly.
kind of a quarantine.
Because as far as like smashing bugs goes, I think we're losing that battle. I think that's only a matter of time.
Oh, I think so too. So we got to close this thing up, but I don't want to close those jars in before we do it. It might be our only. I don't know. It might be one of the only clues we have to solving what's going on here.
What sort of containers do we have available to us, Marty, in the area? Do we have boxes? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty easy going on that. Andy made a point of having Nisa and some roughnecks gather together a whole bunch of different stuff. So
Specifically, there are sample jars on the table in the cave.
Yeah.
I had all the stuff I needed to do it. I just left to go take care of Wayne, but I didn't take any of that stuff back with me. I would assume because we left in an emergency.
And remind me how big these jars are.
About
So
2
I
foot
think that
tall.
I had been going
No,
for
not your sample jar. Well, yeah, your sample
Oh,
jar.
I'm
I
sorry.
understand. I'm talking about the ones back in the ones back in that room in the cabin.
The urns are about 2
urns.
foot
Oh.
tall.
They're 2 feet tall. So, what I'm. All right, so we'll figure something out. I'm gonna hustle back there and try and grab one of the urns
Okay. All right. Very
and
good.
bring it back to the cavern. Hopefully,
get
the
the,
Calvin
tractor
Marines
ready.
can keep swatting spiders.
All right.
And I'll prepare the tractor so we can leave as soon as he's ready.
All right. So Gould, you're heading down that way, and there's still a Marine down there on guard by the door that you guys couldn't open. And so Tio, what are you doing?
I'm just shaking my head at Gould, running into spider territory, and getting ready to pull my Marines back when we decide to evac this area. And then I'm just kind of standing on guard, making, or getting ready to shoot any spiders that run up to us.
Sounds good. All right. So Gould, you head down to the other door, and which is open. No one closed it, so it's just standing there open, and you're on flashlight power down here because you guys didn't set any lights up further down in the
Correct.
tunnel. So go ahead and make a power roll on your flashlight for me.
Okie dokie.
All right, very good. And as you flash your light into the room, make an observation roll for me with a -2 for darkness. One success. All right, so as you start to enter the room, and these, the first jars are only, a couple feet from the door, so they're spaced a couple feet apart. You note a couple things. It's been over a half hour since you guys originally came into this room, and as you shine your flashlight at the closest jars, they're something has changed. It's almost like they're sweating, like condensation on the outside of the jars and running down the urns and running down the sides. But it's not water. It's not condensation. It's a black liquid that looks very similar to what's flowing in the channel. And as you're looking at that, movement catches your eye further into the room, and you flash your flashlight over, and you see. Give me a roll here. Oh my God! There's a flurry of movement further into the room, and it's darting between the urns and around the rubble, but you get the sense of shiny black carapaces and lots of legs.
I'm out, and I try and shut the door.
Okay. All right. You know what? There's no roll necessary to shut the door because
Right.
you know how to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make. All right.
I'm also going to shout at the Marine to come help me.
Wow. Spiders are sucking today. All right, so as you get the door shut and you start to back away from it, just as the door closes, two of these nasty 10-inch wide black spiders kind of dart underneath the door.
Of course they do.
You shouted at the Marine. You've caught his attention, but well, you shouted at the Marine. So, what language did you shout at him in?
Russian.
All right, good answer. So he kind of steps away from the door and he's shining his flashlights down your way, and he says some expletive, probably in Spanish, and hits his radio and says, Colonel Sotillo, we've got a situation down the hallway, and we need initiative cards, which I just realized I don't have them. Hold on one second, I'm sorry. Oh man, my legs are sore. The concert was at an amphitheater, and it's like I was looking over the ticket prices, and it's like the grass is $35. Well, you don't want to be on the grass in an amphitheater. You're so far away from everything. And then all the other seats, it's like for $10 more, we're in the pit. I'm like, shit, let's go to the pit. And it was a nice combination of 25-year-olds and 50-year-olds, so the moshing wasn't quite as bad as you might normally expect. All right, let's see here. So who's up there? Sotillo's up there. Sotillo, sorry, Sotillo, you are on a 10. Apologize for that. Martin, you're outside with the tractor with those two other Marines, but I'm going to go ahead and deal you initiative. You're a 6. Gould, the moment of truth, you're a 4. Not bad. The Marines are on a 9. Of course, all the people with guns are way at the bottom. And then the spiders are on
1.
2 and a 7. So the spiders are going to go first. And I'm going to get this kind of arranged for zones. So Sotillo and this one Marine here are in the main cavern. And then going south just indicates number of zones, obviously. So, here, let me just put it in the line. So these two guys are going to use their fast action to move up. And Gould, would you please roll a d6 for me?
Okay.
4.
And D6.
A 3, and then roll one more because there's 2 of them. Where's my spider? Oh, there he is. A 2 and a 3. Alright. So they'll both come up to you and try to bite you. So first things first, let me roll their attack. Where's the spider? There's the spider. And first one. The first one has 2 successes on his bite attack. Oh, so does the second one. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, so you've not acted yet. So you can block with a fast action. What do you have that would constitute something you could block an attack with?
Nothing. Radio.
Well, you've got a flashlight, I imagine. You
I have a
probably use flashlight as an improvised club, as it were. So if you want to try to block these attacks, it's a fast action to block each one. So if you want to try and block them both, it'll use both your actions, unfortunately. But
Okay.
so if you want to make your blocking roll, go for the first one.
Is that close combat?
Close combat, yes. One success, which is not enough to block the attack. So would you like to push that roll?
Yes. And so I take away 1 die, right?
Right, you do -1, add a point of stress, then do -1 in the modifier to
Right.
account for the success you already have.
Which, okay.
Oh, okay. Alright, so you're not able to block the first one. Do you want to use your remaining action to try to block the second attack, or?
It's probably a waste, but I'm going to use a story point to block the second attack.
Okay, perfect. I'll let you do that. So go ahead and remove that from your character sheet. And from the bite, you take 1 point. The bite that did go through, you take 1 point, because you have no armor, correct? You have nothing that
Correct.
constitutes armor. So you take a point of damage, and your stress goes up 1. And then I need you to make a stamina roll. Actually, you don't even need to make the roll. But you succeeded like a boss, so that's fine. You do have a... Well, I'm just going to retcon it. You didn't even need to make the roll, so don't worry about it. So it bit you, but where it bit you, there doesn't seem to be any indication of venom or infection like what happened with Wayne. Alright, so... Gould, you are on a 4. What would you like to do?
Boy,
You have 1 action left.
I know. Unfortunately, these suckers are fast, but I don't have any weapons, so I'll use my last action to move a zone away.
Alright, so that will require a mobility roll to disengage.
Yeah, and there's little chance of passing that.
You got 4 stress. Success.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so you move a zone away. You're closer to the Marine. All right, that was Gould. So 6, Martin DeCowd, you're on a 6.
Yeah, so I don't know if I'm even aware of what's going on. Am I? Did I hear a
I think
radio
it's safe to
transmission?
assume that you're aware there's something going on down that Gould went down that tunnel, and now there's quite a hubbub.
All right, well, I suppose he would just start the tractor and, get
Okay.
ready.
All right,
Get
very
ready to
good. That works.
hightail it.
And that puts us on. That puts us on the spiders again.
Gah!
Yeah, well, they got pretty good initiative cards, so they're just going to continue to pursue their prey. Let's see here. We're going to roll 2d6s. Let's see what happens. 5 and a 5. Well, I can't do... They both can't do that. Well, I guess I can. Doesn't matter. Alright. The spiders jump at you, Gould. It is absolutely terrifying. No problem, Jim. Mobility. First one misses. Second one succeeds. So, these two spiders jump right at your head. One of them misses and just kind of goes by you, but the other one actually latches right onto your face. You don't take any damage. However, you do have to make an immediate panic roll. A 7. So that's the nervous twitch, is it not?
No, subtract 2.
Oh,
I think
you're
I
right.
have nerves of steel.
Oh, subtract 2. You've nerves of steel. Very good.
Yep.
So
So that's a 5.
yeah, you're hanging in there. All right. Which is amazing for having a 10-inch spider wrapped around your face. All right. That brings us up to the Marines. And I'll ask you, Sotillo, do you have orders for your Marines? Not so much making a command roll, but speaking's free. So.
Defend and get the civilians out of there. Hurry.
All right. So this guy is going to run down into the hallway. This guy is already there. I think he probably moves next to Gould and goes to make a close combat roll to get this spider off of him. Seems to make sense to me. I'm sure Gould appreciates it. And his close combat roll? Successful. So he knocks that thing off of you, Gould.
Nice.
And doesn't do any damage to it, but he gets it off you. And then these other two, I guess, would probably move into the cavern. All right, and then Sotillo, that puts us up to you.
I will just ready action. If I see a spider, I'll shoot it. If I see gold, I'll shoot it.
All right, so you're basically taking an overwatch and aiming down the cavern, right?
Yes.
All right, perfect. All right, and that ends the round, brings us back to our spiders. Because they're on a 2, so they go first. I'm going to probably let you off easy on this one, Gould, because this new threat showed up and already knocked one off of you. So I'm gonna let you off easy. I'm gonna let them go after the commando. 2 3s. All right, so they both try to bite the commando. So where's my? I should just keep him up. Character sheet and close combat. And close combat. All right. And then where's the? Too many character sheets going on here. Oh wow, they are not able to bite through his armor. Look at that.
Wow, nice.
Wow, that was impressive. All right, and puts us on a 4, which is Gould.
Boy. I don't have any weapons. I should probably try and beat feet. All right, I'm gonna use my fast and my slow action to move back out of that place towards the cavern.
Okay, make a mobility roll to disengage. He did it once. Can he do it again? 2 successes and a facehugger. Roll your panic. A 9 minus 2, which is a 7, which is
Yeah.
nervous twitch, so minus 2 to any agility-based rolls while you're panicking. But you had 2 successes, so you definitely get away. So you kind of get back to the mouth of the tunnel where this guy is. So you can see the cavern. You can still see kind of down the tunnel where this other commando's fighting or engaged with the spiders.
Can I see Satio?
Yeah, she's back in the cavern. Yep.
Satio, spiders.
And go ahead, Bob.
I'm just groaning because of the capitalist and bringing problems to us.
DeCowd, you're in the tractor. She is fired up and ready to go.
I'm not sure what to do. I guess ready in action to just hit it as soon as people get in here.
Okay, that'll work. Yeah, basic kind of a form of an Overwatch essentially. And then the spiders go. The spiders go. A 3 and a 4, which is 2 bite attacks. The spiders don't have a particularly large group of attacks in terms of, or diversified attacks, I should say. Why didn't... Oh, there it goes. Okay. It just took a minute. Alright, so 1... They try to bite this guy that's right in front of him. One of them is successful. He makes his armor roll. Oh, come on! Alright, so he takes no damage. It's funny, when I make armor rolls for xenomorphs, they almost never succeed, but I'm rolling for these piddly UPP Marines, and the spiders can't bite through his armor. Alright, number 9, which is Sotio. You are in the main cavern, aimed down the hallway, but you can't see the spiders because of the bend in the hallway.
So I'll just direct my men to get a good overwatch position so we can support our last man standing coming out. So if there's a way to get to a point where we can see and fire on the spider, we'll do so.
Okay. Alright, so that's going to have these 2 guys move forward and start to pile into the tunnel.
Satio, I only saw 2 spiders. You killed
Roger.
2 spiders all by yourself.
This guy, we're going to let him aim and fire at one of the spiders. +2 for the aim, -2 for the general lighting. Where's his range combat? There's his range combat. He hits and does 2 damage. And the spider... Spider succeeds on its armor roll? That's amazing. Alright. So this one right here just got shot, but it's still moving. It's where it was, it probably lets out a bit of a high-pitched squeal when it gets hit by the rounds from the AK, but it's dripping a black ooze where it was shot, but it is still up and moving. And then this guy, I think he probably combines his fire and shoots at the same one. But he's in engaged range, so he's got quite a penalty. Actually, maybe he does something else. What does he have? I think he's going to fire... He's going to actually draw and fire his QSZ-203. Which is a Norcom pistol that has actually has armor-piercing rounds, and he misses. Okay. So Tio, did you want to move into the tunnel as well, or were you still going to hang in the cavern?
I'll just overwatch here.
Okay, very good, very good. Back to the top of the round, these two spiders that both cannot seem to do anything, nor will they die. Alright. So one of them, the one that was shot, rears back on its hind legs. And
Spider has hind legs. I guess it does.
yeah, it rears back on like its back set of 4 legs and just makes this terrifying display of fangs and a hissing sound. Gould, you can gain +1 stress because you can see this happening. The other one makes an attempt to bite the commando. And succeeds. The commandos technically haven't moved yet, so I'm going to let him try to block that attack with his AK. I think that's fair. Which he does. You know what this needs? This needs more spiders. It's just not dangerous enough with just 2. Need at least 2 or 3 more.
My Marines are well trained.
Well, they do seem to be. That is a true statement. Alright, Gould, up to you. Because you were on a 4.
I'm going to go ahead and continue moving to the tractor.
Okay. So a fast action would get you into the cavern. A second fast action would get you down, would get you through the hole in the wall to where the tractor is.
Okay.
All right. So we'll just drag you over with Martin, and pardon me. And that brings us to Martin, who's in the tractor, just waiting for everybody to get on board. Anything else you got for that, Martin?
Not really. I mean, are there emergency supplies in the tractor? Med kit? I suppose I could get that ready.
There is not a med kit in the tractor. In fact, there's only
Oh, that's
one
right. We have a
med-
shortage of med kits.
That's right. There's only one med kit right now on the entire colony, and it's in medical with Wayne. Funny
Yeah,
how
I
that
suppose-
worked out. And your auto dock is broken.
Charles, I went to grab one of those urns because I thought it might have a clue to what's going on here, but it turns out they were oozing that black goop, which means they're probably full of them, and there were spiders everywhere. 2 of them got out before I could shut the door, and they attacked us. So there's
Gold, my Marines die because of you.
So, is anybody in the tractor with me?
Martin is, or not Martin, but Charles is just
He
outside.
just
Yeah.
he just got it.
Yeah,
I'm just
with-
telling you what. I'm making
Oh,
sure you
okay.
know what's going on.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'll say, come on, let's go, let's get out of here.
All right, so the 2 spiders are going to make their number 7 attack. Ooh. Huh. Okay.
Big
The-
numbers are usually not good.
Generally not. It's funny. Once you play this game a few times, you start to realize that. Even though no one really sees this, I'll just tell you what happened. Whoa! I just rolled 60-20. I did not mean to do that. Let's try that again. There we go. The first one, the one that reared back on its hind legs, spits this big concentrated glob of black goop right into the Marine's face.
Ooh.
He is going to make a stamina roll, which he succeeds. So as that happens, he's kind of trying to wipe this crap off his face when the other one jumps at his face. These guys are nasty bastards. And it succeeds. So, yeah, so he's got that just like it had done to Charles Gould, it's now done to the Marine. It's jumped and it's wrapped its legs around his face. And that brings us to Sotillo, who is in the cavern on Overwatch.
Marines, we are leaving.
I like
Get
it.
out of there now.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Let me ask you a question. Do you want to make that because you can do this, do you want to make that a command as a slow action?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and make a command roll. You don't have field commander, do you? I don't remember what your talents are. I hate to.
I have.
Yeah, you do. So that's actually a fast action. Very good.
Ooh, success.
A
Good for you.
success. Okay, perfect. Perfect. All right. And that brings us to the Marines. This guy, I'd say, pulls back into the cavern with you. This guy has got a spider wrapped around his face, and he still has a slow action. So I think that before he's going to do anything, he's going to try and get this thing off his face, which he does easily. He kind of gets the legs off and throws it to the ground. And then I think we're going to have those two guys pull back a zone and fire at the spiders. Since they're doing what you told them to do, we'll give them a bonus.
And remember, because we originated in the East Bloc, the UPP, all my Marines are trained in that Russian Cossack dance, so they can just enact that on the spiders.
I like it. Oh God, they're both firing their AKs at these guys, and they're missing. I mean, they're 10 inches wide, so they're big, but they're not particularly big. They're still easy to miss. All right, and then we're back to the top of the round. Makes a couple of spiders. A 4 and a 4, which are 2 bite attacks. And this one poor guy is not going to get out of there, I'm afraid. 3 successes from the one success from the other. So he's probably at this point, close to panic, shouting something in Spanish. Ooh, he takes 3 points of damage from the one. He takes no damage from the other. He has to make a stamina roll against Virulence 4. Alright, well, he's fine for that. But he has actually, a bite has gotten through, a pretty nasty bite got through his armor, and he's taking damage, the guy who's still engaged down there. And that brings us to Gould. Climbing into the tractor, Gould?
I wanted to ask, the cow, do we have a cutting torch or an incinerator unit or something in this tractor?
I have a cutting torch on me.
Oh, which, by the way, there might be a mistake on your character sheet for that. Yeah. There, I just fixed it. It had your cutting torch as medium range because the character sheet defaults all weapons to medium range. Cutting torch is an engaged weapon.
Ah, gotcha.
Let me ask a game mechanics. If you wanted to use the torch as a weapon, is that, if it's engaged, does that mean it's close combat?
Close combat, same zone, yep. It's a very effective melee weapon, though, because it does 3 damage and is armor piercing.
Well, Martin, I was thinking about maybe we could help these Marines if we could use this torch. I'm sure it would do some damage to these spiders, but frankly, I don't want to get close to them to try and use it. So I'm going to climb in the tractor.
Okay. All right. So that's one person in the tractor. Brings us to DeCowd.
The coward will ask Charles, "Are you bit?"
Yeah, but it seems to be okay. I'm looking at it. I don't see any of those black striations or anything that Wayne got.
Maybe you should put a tourniquet on that thing. You got shoelaces or something?
I don't think that's gonna. I don't think that's gonna do a tourniquet's going to do much good, frankly, if it's neurological. Let's just keep an eye on it.
Okay, the spiders go. And they both jump at this one poor Marine. One lands on him. And then, well, he's got a fast action. He can try to block. Let's try to block. Give him a shot. He gets a shot. Oh, yeah. As the spiders jump at him, he kind of puts his rifle up and knocks it away. So he's hanging in there. He's hanging tough. And that brings us to the Marines. I'm going to have him try to disengage to short range. He'll give him a +1 bonus to his mobility roll because he's doing what Sotillo ordered him to do. And he succeeds. And then he's going to fire his AK. -2 for, or not his AK, but his Norcom armor-piercing pistol, and he hits. So unless this spider can do pretty well on its armor roll, it only has 2 dice, and armor-piercing reduces it to 1. Of course it did. Of course it did. He levels his pistol at the spider that's wounded. He fires and hits it, and the bullet ricochets off its carapace. He kind of looks at his pistol, probably swears in Russian or Spanish. The other 2 are going to shoot their AK-47s at it. They're going to aim and shoot, I believe. Seems to make sense. Submit. And submit. Alright. First guy hit the damaged one. And, alright. Okay. So, the other 2 Marines that are in the hallway, the first one fires and aims and fires at the spider that was already dribbling black goop and hits it, and its abdomen explodes. There's black shit everywhere. It just curls up and dies. Then this guy takes aim and fires at him and takes him out. So the spiders are deed. Done for. Splat.
Wow. Well done, Marines.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So you guys are going to climb up into the DeKalb. Something occurs to me that I'll give you a freebie on this because you're a lifelong roughneck. Gould was looking for a way to seal up, because he found a piece of sheet metal like in the mine just outside the tractor. He was trying to find a way to seal up that entrance. You could probably pull that off with your cutting torch and a turn of work. I would say you could because a cutting torch both cuts and welds at the same time. I'm sure you could rig something with a turn of work and a heavy machinery roll to pull that off if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll give that a shot.
All right.
Well, we have to do something. Obviously, the spiders, frankly, I think that since they're in that room with the urn and there was rubble, they've got a way in and out, but we got to do something to try and slow their access to this black stuff that causes them to mutate.
I think it's a lost
Otherwise,
cause.
I think it's a lost cause. We got to try and buy time, maybe.
It's like trying to get a pail of water to put out the barn fire when it's already burnt down to the ground.
I understand, but if we have to deal with thousands and thousands of these mutated spiders instead of a couple handfuls,
well, as soon as one gets out, you pretty much have thousands, because one can bite another one, It's already done. You know what I mean? We
Oh,
got to
I'm
get
not-
back to the.
I had no indication it would work that way, but yes, we got to
Well, I
get
mean, we
the
just
heck outta
don't. We know that it can spread through bites. We know that much. We don't
here.
know.
Yeah,
So
So we should just look at it as like a virulent disease that we already have lost containment. That's already out the window. I think we should move to surviving this thing, making plans to be overrun by it. Because I just
all
don't
right.
see
So
how
do
this
we want to
couldn't.
try and cover up this opening and close it? Or
I
we
just
want to get
rolled.
the hell out?
I just rolled a heavy machinery roll with 1 success.
yeah, so you're able to do
Oh,
it.
cool.
I'm assuming Sotillo and the Marines all pull back out of the cavern, so you guys are all in the actual tunnel.
I assumed the same thing. I wouldn't have done that unless they had pulled out.
Yeah, exactly. Now, here's the question. Here is the question. The tractor takes 6. If you guys are heading back
Sucks
to
to
the
be a
colony,
Marine.
who gets left behind?
Well, Connie said on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, aren't they like Russians? That's what Russians do, is write on their
Well,
APCs all the time.
But you said, yeah, and that's a possibility. You also said it's 6 clicks, so anybody with a decent stamina should be able to hump it back.
That's a true
Cool,
statement.
looks good to me.
Once you get out of the mine itself, it 6 turns to get back in general. Because a turn's 5 to 10 minutes. I mean, I'm not even in the best shape, and I can run a mile in 10. So, it's certainly once they get out of the mine, getting out of the mine would be the hard part. But we'll come back to that because I'd like to address what's going on over in the colony. You guys have been very patient. As
Yes, we have.
Wayne is thumping on the door, and Wayne, or what was once Wayne, it looks through that glass window and sees you, Monahan, and that UPP Marine, and you don't hear it through the door, but it lets out some sort of but it lets out some sort of horrific howl, and then he actually punches the glass of the door. Let's see what happens with that, shall we? And it cracks. It doesn't shatter, but it cracks.
I'm going to look over at the Marine and say, get ready to shoot him if he gets through the glass.
Yeah, the Marine's, the Marine kind of glances at you. Doesn't really give any indication that the Marine understands you. Because what do you speak, Monahan?
That's a good question.
If you look on, it should be under your 3rd talent.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, only English.
Yeah, so he just kind of looks at you, and you can see he doesn't really understand, but at the same time, he's not an idiot. He's got his AK up to his shoulder. He's aiming. He's ready if
he
something
gets
happens. Yeah, exactly.
He probably didn't need to be told.
Probably didn't need to be told.
I would like to try to take Billy and just wheel the gurney back away from the door a little bit.
Okay, all right. So you can go ahead and move your icon, and then I'm going to make.
I'd probably start pulling him back this way
That'd be fine. Absolutely.
to head toward. Ultimately, I assume if we're moving him, we'll probably have to move him into the dorm. So,
Yeah, I got you.
or this empty chamber here. But yeah.
Unfortunately, and Gould, or not Gould, but Nostromo, where are you? I don't see you on the map.
That's a good question. I think I'm right here. I don't know if I'm pinging.
There you are. Yep, there you
Yeah.
are. Yep.
So if that's my true location, I have run away from the medical building to look for a couple roughnecks to see if we can reinforce that door.
Okay. Um, yeah, I don't think that is any issue. There's some roughnecks in the vehicle depot. Gould, I'm going, or not Gould. I keep calling you Gould. I'm sorry, Nostromo. I'm gonna I'm gonna have you do something. I'm going to let you make a straight wits roll.
Straight wits. Okay.
Okay.
Ouch.
Well, the on straight stat rolls, the stress doesn't count.
Okay.
Stat rolls are just the stat only. So.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you had a success. As you're talking to this guy that's right in here, telling him you need something to reinforce the door, you realized that medical connects the main dorms, but it also connects to command. And there's a couple of technicians that are in command. And while Monahan locked the door as everyone got out of medical, this door right here, command's just connected.
Oh, okay.
And these guys did exceptionally well on their observation roll. So one of them probably hits the intercom calling into medical, saying, "What's going on? Is everything okay in there?" This guy, on the other hand, just says, "Well, shit, medical's right here. I'm just going to go find out what all that noise was." And
Okay.
then Monahan, you will see that Wayne, after punching the door and cracking it once, he suddenly turns and looks away, further up into medical. He's seen something else that might interest him.
Would probably run back to the door and try to look through and see.
All right. So I'm not going to make an observation roll. You see that there's a technician from command that I'm using a roughneck because that's what I have, but there's a technician from command that has actually come into medical, kind of just you assume to see what all the noise was about, and he looks like he's probably about ready to piss his pants. And on that note, I'm going to draw initiative. I need my freak. There's my freak. Got him. All right. Who do we have there? We've got Monahan. You're a 6. And so you can see, you're a 6. Nostromo, I'm sorry, unfortunately, you're a 10. Of course, you're not quite in the thick of it anyway. The NPC is on a 2. Good for him. He might have a chance of getting away. And the freak is on a 3 and a 9. All right. So the NPC probably sees this guy, and I imagine he just turns and runs the other way. I don't think he wants to stay in that room. And then that puts us on the freak. The freak is going to move to the far side of medical, and then he's going to go right into the vestibule between medical and command. And then that brings us to Monahan. You're a 6. You just saw the freak go charging across medical as that guy ducked back in through the door.
Is there a comm that I can hit to talk to command from in the hallway?
Absolutely.
I'm going to do what I can. Obviously, the Marine beside me can't understand, but I'm going to hit the comm and say, "Seal him in there now." And then I'm going to look at the Marine and say, "Tell them." I don't know what they all speak, so.
Yeah, I'm...
And I know he doesn't understand me out of character, but of course.
Right.
In the moment.
Absolutely. Okay, and that is, let's see here. Oh, I'm sorry, the Marine technically should have acted on a 2 as well, but I imagine he probably held his action at that point, so that's fine. And then the freak is going to try to move through the door. I'm going to let the other guy make a comtech roll to see if he managed to lock the door. Oh, he did. So the freak is actually stuck in there. Look at that. I'm sorry. He has a name. Wayne. Poor Wayne. All right, Nostromo, you're on a 10.
Right. How much do I know of what's going on in command? Did I notice any of that stuff? I realized it, right?
You realized it. I don't think you actually know what's going on at this point.
Okay, but I did issue orders to the roughnecks about sealing the door, right?
Correct.
So I'll issue more orders to seal both command doors.
Okay.
I'm going to be a little bit of a dick here and lock anybody who's in there to save the colony.
All right.
And
Okay,
if anybody-
so
go
you're.
ahead.
Let me rephrase. Let me get a clarifying question. You're telling you want the roughnecks to get materials needed to secure the door leading from command out into the colony square.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm
So-
gonna have you make a command roll for that.
Sure. Let's see here.
You have a success.
Okay.
So
Is that enough? Because I guess I get a pull rank talent. I
Oh,
don't
you
know
have
if
the
I
pull
needed
rank
it.
talent. That's true.
Yeah, which means I can re-roll it. Oh no, I can command them to follow orders, roll command against the target's manipulation, increase your stress by 1 every time I do this. But I got a 1 success, so I'm not sure what that.
Yeah,
does.
I'll roll the manipulation, then their manipulation, then you can decide whether or not you want to push. You're probably not going to have to because they only get 2 dice. Yeah, so they kind of look at you strangely, and one of them says, "We've got guys in there." But in the end, they're gathering together what they need to get. It's going to take them a moment to pick everything up. That was your slow action. You have a fast action.
Fast action. Oh, where's my shit? I'm sorry about that. Fast action. Can I close distance from the depot to the command area?
Yeah.
Fast action. Okay.
Yeah, we'll
so I'll
let
do
you
that.
run like half the distance.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
That works. That absolutely works. All right. And then that brings us back around to the NPCs. These two are just kind of hunkered down for the moment, and yeah, they actually sealed that door, so Wayne is stuck in there. The UPP commando, he's trying to look through the window and to see if he sees Wayne, and then he looks at you, Monaghan. He says something you don't understand. Kind of motions at the locking mechanism on the door with the barrel of his gun. And that brings us to the freak. The freak is probably going to...
Wayne.
Yeah, Wayne is probably going to pound on the door. With 2 successes. Well, that's impressive. Alright. You guys probably way over here can hear it very slightly. It's very muffled because you've got several doors between you and him, Monaghan. And Nostromo, you might even be able to hear it again, just a muffled thumping sound. The 2 guys that are in command, one of them comes over the intercom and says, "Holy shit, he's trying to beat through." And that brings us to Monaghan. What do you want to do?
Is the door locked?
The door's
on my
locked.
side?
You locked the door on your way out with a comtech success.
Okay, so I'm not really sure what this Marine is gesturing about.
No, you're not, unfortunately.
Okay, is this a door over here to leave?
Yes, goes out the front into the main square.
All right, is it possible for me to run out here to try to start yelling that way and to the people who are out here?
Yeah, absolutely. One zone to the door figure because it's a long hallway, and then
Right.
outside's the next zone. So, yep.
Okay, so I want to run out the door and start yelling, get them out of command and seal it. Get them out.
Okay. All right, perfect. And that will bring us to Wayne, who is going to pound on the door again. Oh, man. Okay. All right. These doors are pretty sturdy, but, would a normal human be able to beat their way through the door over time? No. So, it's probably fine, I'm sure. Nostromo, what do you want to do?
All right. I can't see on the map here. Is the door leading out of command into the main atrium here? It's right there.
Yeah,
okay.
It's right there. It's
All
actually, it looks like I missed it on the map, but it's there.
Okay, so that's where he's pounding.
He is in this vestibule right here that connects command and medical.
Ah, got it. So I can hear him pounding, but he's not at the command leading out door. Okay.
Correct.
So I'm going to close. Well, let's see. I got a slow and a fast action, right? So I'm going to.
Correct.
I'm going to draw the pistol.
Okay, that's a fast action.
And then I'm going to close to the door here.
Sounds good.
And that's it for right now.
That's it for right now. All right, and back to the top of the round. The Marine says something into his radio. Well, that's all happening at the same time, so I'm probably not going to do that. I thought about I've got a timing error on my end. That's fine. The Marine probably reaches forward to the locking mechanism. Well, Monaham's gone, so he's going to try to unlock the door, I think.
Fucking jarhead.
Well, yeah.
We had this situation under control.
Oh, he gets the door open.
Great.
And he moves in. And that's his turn. And that brings us to Wayne. Wayne probably is not aware of that. We'll give him a passive observation roll. Where's his observation? There it is. Nope. Alright, so Wayne's just going to beat on the door some more. Okay. Alright, and then Monahan.
So it looks like Nostromo has heard what I said and is running over to try to do something about command, right?
Yep, he's got his pistol drawn. He's standing outside the door that goes into command.
All right, I would probably run back in here.
Okay.
And seeing that the door is now open, I would probably try to dash and close it again, if I can.
It gets you to the door, but you can't close it yet. That would be next round.
I would probably yell, "What the fuck are you doing?" as I run down the hallway. Again, I know this guy can't understand me, but you know, I feel like my intent is fairly apparent.
And and then Wayne, we'll only give him that passive observation roll for his second action. No dice there, so he is going to pound on the door. And yeah, you hear the techs that are in command. One of them says, "Well, you know, I imagine actually they probably just run out on their turn." And Nostromo, they see you and they say, "Thank God, Intendant. He's trapped inside. We've got him trapped between command and medical." But he's trying to beat through the door, and the other guy goes, "Yeah, and I don't know that it's going to hold him, honestly." And then the first guy goes, "Oh shit! The door leading into command is locked, but the door leading into medical isn't." So, all right, Nostromo, what do you want to do?
Since they just told me that, and I don't see my other roughnecks coming close to help seal the doors. I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, I apologize. I'm sorry.
No,
I
it's
should've
okay.
moved them
I
out.
wasn't sure if that was part of the game.
Yep.
But I'll issue the same command to these two guys to help with sealing, both doors that go into this portion of the command and medical area.
Okay.
I know they don't know what's going on down in medical proper, but that's what I'm going to do for my slow action, I guess.
Okay.
Do I need to roll anything for that?
I think at this point that I made you make the command roll before because you were telling them to seal the door when there were still guys inside. In this case, I would just consider it a free action. It's just you're just telling them what to do. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to make you roll for that.
All right. Do I know any? I'm sorry for not tracking. I'm trying to figure out what I know and I don't know here. I don't know that the medical door is open, right?
Correct.
Okay, I don't know that, so I will back up and I'll just take aim at the door with my pistol. I know the guy's not back there yet, but in case he breaks through into command.
Okay. All right.
We did lock the door, by the way. Or do I need to state that the command door is locked?
The door from command into the center square.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine. That's
Okay.
no problem.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I'm hoping these roughnecks get their asses in gear.
All right.
Roll this thing shut.
Very good. Very good. And that'll bring us to the top of the round, which is the NPCs. These guys get over here, and they're carrying various. One of them's carrying a bunch of. They're carrying sheet metal and bolt guns and stuff like that. They're all ready. They get over there and they're ready to do their thing next round, and then the Marine. I'm gonna let the Marine make a wits roll to see if he's dumb or if he's smart. All right. He moves up to there and then locks the interior door. So Wayne is now trapped in that spot. Both doors on either side are locked. All right. And then that brings us to Wayne. Oh, not Wayne, but freak. Oh shit. There is a rending, crashing of metal as the door is torn through. And the freak Wayne kind of pushes his way through it. He's in command. Okay then. Monahan, you're on a 6.
So I see what happened with the Marine inside the door.
Yeah,
right?
he actually locked that interior door. Not that it did much good since since Wayne pushed his way through the other side. But yeah, you saw that happen.
I would probably just lean in the door and go like this to try to get him to come back and get ready to close and lock this door too.
Okay. All right.
I probably heard the crash, but I'm not sure if I would understand that Wayne had smashed through the other side.
Yeah, probably not. I think that's a fair statement. And then that brings us... Oh boy. That brings us to Wayne, who moves to... well, you locked the door, so he moves to that door, and then he's going to start pounding on that door. So you see, Nostromo, I don't think you've seen this before. So you see what you think used to be Wayne. He's wearing Wayne's clothing, and but you know what he looks like. I don't need to describe it. So gain a point of stress, and he starts beating on the door that you have, the door leading to the main square that you've locked.
Okay. Oh, is it my turn?
It is your turn now.
Okay. I don't. There's nothing in the mechanic that would allow me to command or manipulate them to go faster and shoring up the door. Is there anything?
No, not specifically. What you could do is you could make a command roll that would the number of successes you get would be extra dice for them in their machinery roll.
I see. Yes, so I'm going to do that.
Okay. All right. So that would be. You don't have field commander, do you?
I might actually. Let's see. I got full rank, influence, and no, just full rank.
Okay.
Influence.
So this will be your slow action then.
Okay. So this is the slow action. Yeah. All right. So command. Let's go. No whammies. Yes.
2 successes. All right. Very good. Very good. Very good.
And for a fast action, I don't know if there's a comm panel around here. I actually do I have? No, I don't have a walkie-talkie. There's this commando in the UPP barracks.
Yep.
Is there any way I can figure out how to contact him or sound an alarm from my position here?
Yeah, you don't have a radio, so you would have to get to an intercom panel, which the closest one, of course, is in command. So I imagine that if you made your way over inside, you could probably find one pretty easily.
Like to the south here, to the dorms, or
yeah. If you were to head for that door, you could probably find one just inside.
All right. Well, that's going to be my fast action. Then I'm going to start going towards.
Okay.
Trying to find something.
All right. That'll
running
be
around frantically like they did in Prometheus, before everybody dies.
And that brings us to the top of the round. So this Marine, and I'll give you a freebie on that one too. This Marine, he sees Monahan kind of doing this, the universal sign for get the hell out of there, come on, come this way. And that's what he does. So he comes across medical, then he comes through. He's saying something into his radio, which is going to let this guy start to activate. And these guys, the roughnecks, start to roll. You had how many successes on that command roll? You had 2. So we're going to let them make a roll with 2 bonus dice, plus there's a couple of them there, so we'll just give them a total of 4 bonus dice.
I mean, come on. Really?
You start to feel like it's a problem with Roll20.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even this bad in Vegas.
10 dice and no successes.
12 dice. 12 dice.
Apparently you got Billy and Jimmy's slower brothers working on this or something. Which way does the bolt gun go? I don't know, Jim.
My brother Earl, my other brother Earl.
Yeah, that's right. Well, maybe they'll figure it out next round. Meanwhile,
awesome.
Man.
Meanwhile, Wayne beats on the door with a success. You're amazed at the strength of Wayne because you actually can see the door physically shake when he hits it. And in this case, I kind of see one of his. I can see the glass cracking as well. And that brings us over to Monahan. So Monahan, the UPP commando has come back through the door on your side.
Okay, so I want to close and lock the door again.
Okay.
Probably a button press.
Yeah, that's fine. No problem. All right.
And after that, I would try to run back outside again.
Okay. Yep. All right. So
my ultimate goal is to try to get Roughnecks in to seal this door too, but I obviously don't know things have started to go so badly.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, right. All right, and so Wayne is going to do his thing. Are you guys seeing my close combat rolls on Wayne?
Yes.
Okay, all right, all right. The door shudders, and there's even an imprint, a slight imprint of his fist coming through from the other side. And then that brings us to Nostromo.
So if I can find
Oh wait,
I
this
can
guy.
find
I'm
a-
sorry, this guy should have moved. So this guy is in the other UPP commando also shows up where Monahan is. He's just inside the dorm area. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. If I can find that intercom, I would click it for all, so everything like a general alarm or a general intercom, and
Sure.
and order all hands to the central atrium with any weapons you can find.
Okay. All right. So that'll start to get them moving, and top of the round makes the NPCs. Which all right. So guys are starting to show up from everywhere. Guys are starting to show up from everywhere. They're coming out of the dorms. There's roughnecks everywhere. As that call goes out, and they're Monahan, you see them as they're coming out of the galley in the main dorms, and there's a whole lot of talking of what's going on. They're all and they're all looking and shrugging at each other, and yeah. So Wayne is going to beat on the door. He has had 2 successes so far. And he hits it again. Alright. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't do the heavy machinery roll for those guys. Let's see if they can figure it out this time, shall we? Whoops.
That's much better.
Except I accidentally just closed my... Shit.
You have 5 successes.
I just closed my chat log. I don't see how to reopen it.
I don't even know how to close it in the first place.
Yeah.
Did you collapse the whole pane from the side? Can you see anything else? Because if there's that 3 lines up by where the percentage for your zoom in level is, if you click that, it will make the whole.
There it is.
site.
Got it. Thank you. It was kind of blending in with the vertical.
The 100.
Scroll. Yeah.
Yeah.
So all right, very good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah. So they've got their arms around it now. They're setting up multiple layers of sheet metal, probably a bit freaked out by whoever or whatever this is that's inside command trying to physically beat the door down, and they're driving bolts through it straight into the plastisteel of the building, and they're really getting their arms around it at this point. So that is fine, and then brings us to Monahan.
So Nostromo's right here. And yeah, I just want to say to him, we need to seal medical too. But I guess at this point, there's a bunch of roughnecks filing in behind me, right?
Yeah.
But I don't give them orders, and also I don't know if they speak the same language as me. So I want to tell Nostromo what it is that we need to get done.
Okay.
Yep, that's happening as soon as I can.
Yep. All right. Perfect. Wayne is going to keep beating the door. It's starting to... Alright. Wayne is beating through the door, but not quickly enough, I'm afraid, for poor Wayne. Alright, Nostromo comes to you.
Okay, if I can find a couple 3...
Oh, yeah.
Sorry?
Oh, yeah, there's guys everywhere. No problem.
Okay, yeah, right. So I'm gonna whoever the most senior roughneck is, I'm gonna fill him in, let him know that there's a hostile life form trapped in command, but there's an exit through medical. Yeah, hostile life form. It hasn't killed anybody yet, but it's completely capable of doing it. I don't know what it is, but we got to lock down medical as well. Grab your guys and some bolt guns and and seal up medical. There's nobody else in there besides the hospital.
They all right. They all right. So they get moving. That's not a problem at all. And then the next turn, I'm going to. I think we're rounding out the end of combat, but I'm going to let the Roughnecks make one more heavy machinery roll on that main door. Oh yeah, that's fine. All right. So as they put another piece of sheet metal up across the door, this time they block they cover over the window in the door, and as they finish work, the thumping on the inside of the door goes quiet, and they finish up what they're doing. They look at each other, and you look at the door. I mean, it's completely covered over with multiple layers of metal. They kind of look at each other and said, and look at you, Nostromo, and say, Intendant, this should hold pretty well. I don't think anything's coming through this. And meanwhile, you've got other guys running around to pick up more stuff. Alright, I'm going to get some of these roughnecks off the table. Just because they're... Oh, shit. There we go. Oh, God. Now I've got layer problems. What did I do? Is there a quick way to move a layer to the back?
Yeah, there is. I can't recall. I don't have the icons here for the DM.
Shit.
But yeah, that's what you need to do, is to move that to the back.
Yeah, scroll wheel is stuck. There we go. Layer. Two back. There we go. Thank you. It's just a quick click. Alright. Like I said, I'm just going to delete a bunch of roughnecks off so they're not blocking up the map. Alright. Well, that was fun.
Finally did something right. So that's good.
That could have been a whole lot worse.
Oh yeah.
So, that should, time-wise, in terms of all the rounds, that should catch everybody up. The crew from the mine is heading their way out, and you guys have Wayne sealed in between command and medical. Of course, you don't know exactly where he is or what he's doing, but he's in there somewhere.
I don't know. I think the first thing I would do is talk to the doc and try to figure out what is going on. What is that thing? Are there more of them? We need to also. I need to also put out a command to the Roughnecks and Marines to, secure the outpost, all entrances to the outpost, and then I guess wait for more information. I am gonna though. I'm not sure if I can do it now, but actually I can't because command. Shit. I'd like to send a message back to UPP about what's going on here. They need to know. So, but I can't do that from command. Are there any others?
Sotillo's got her own direct link to the Space Operating Forces in her office over in the UPP barracks. And of course, Gould and Monahan have connections to LaSalle in their offices.
Got it. And but Sotillo is still out in the field, and I'm guessing that her communications link is password protected, I would imagine.
Yeah, more than likely, of course.
But I'm going to head over there anyway.
Okay, all
That's
right.
fine.
All right, so you head over there. We'll come back to you in a second. Monahan, what are you up to?
So are they going down? They sealed medical?
Yeah, everything's sealed up.
All right. I think I would like to take Nisa and go back to LaSalle Labs.
Okay. All right, so
For now.
move her up there.
And I'm going to let her know that I need to get a message to LaSalle about what's happening here, and to just check around and take stock of whatever equipment we may have left to take samples or other kinds of observation. We're going to have to do a little bit of digging to figure out exactly what's happened.
Okay, very good.
So with that, I'm going to go to send a message to LaSalle, which I'll just send you a message about.
That'll be just fine. That'll be just fine. Christopher, I don't even know what Christopher does. Christopher, I guess, probably tags along with Nostromo, because I don't know if he knows what else to do. So yeah, Nostromo, you go into the barracks into Sotio's area, and yeah, she's got a computer terminal there that with a network connection. But yeah, it is protected. So if you'd like to try to get past that, you would need to make a contact roll.
I'm going to do that. Contact. Not my greatest strength, but may the UPP people be with me.
Oh, 2 successes. Look at that. What do you want to do with your stun?
And this is contact, so
+1 later.
yeah, I have it here. I'm looking at
okay,
it.
I gotcha.
I think. Boy, I'll say. I don't know if this will get me anything, but a new and unexpected information piece.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. There is some new and unexpected information. I'm gonna whisper it to you. Give me 1 second.
Right.
Okay. All right, there you go.
Aha. Okay.
All right, and man, I can't believe no one's managed to die yet. I'm very disappointed by that. So, in terms of the crew that's up at the mine, you guys, do you have anything you want to add as you guys come back, or you guys just want to make it back?
Well, we need to make it back, but I'm going to comment to the couch. I think in retrospect, we were so happy to get out of there alive. We probably messed up. We could have grabbed one of those dead spiders and put it in a specimen bag for the doc to analyze. Now we've got nothing. I don't remember if the doc got any samples of anything before she had to split with Wayne. But it's too late now. We closed off the cavern. We closed off that thing with the dead spiders in it, so...
Yeah, Decal, I couldn't hear what you said.
We're going to be up to our necks in samples pretty soon.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. We'll get another chance to get something for her to analyze.
All right. So as you guys are coming back, so Tio, you get a report in from, because you had 2 Marines still back at the colony, and you get a report in from them that well, of course you already knew that something was wrong with the LaSalle guy that they put in the auto dock, but you get a further report that something happened to him. The Marine doesn't quite know how to explain it. He changed, or he almost, the only word he can come up with is he mutated and just went crazy and started started trying to. They locked him into medical and command, but he was trying to beat through the doors. And he actually tore one of the doors open into command. But right now they've got him secured. The Roughnecks have added a whole bunch of morphed is a good word. There you go. Added a whole bunch of additional extra plastisteel and plate and everything over the doors, and have bolted it in place. He seems to be secure. They're not hearing anything from inside command or medical. So the two Marines you've got, one is actually outside command guarding the door into the main square, and the other's guarding the door that goes through into medical.
I will send my Marines that arrive directly to the doctor or a doctor and get them to decontaminate and make sure that they are not infected. And then I'll try and get a war council going with all the people that can decide or make decisions.
Yep. And even everyone seems to be healthy. Even your Marine that got bitten pretty badly seems to be recovering just fine. There's nothing to indicate that he's been infected with anything that you guys can tell.
Sounds good.
All right. Very good. Nostromo, you're oh boy, hold on one second.
That didn't go to everybody, did it?
Yeah, it did. I'll avert my eyes.
Yeah, everyone disregard.
That's bullshit. I hit the 2GM thing and I hit Shift Enter so that it wouldn't just be blocked into one big thing, and it put it out in front of everyone. That's all. Both of those entries, Marty, as far as you can see, were all one entry on my screen.
Oh, it's all one entry on my screen too.
Well, it's visible to everybody because I
hit Shift Enter. One entry on my screen too.
Well.
All right. Well.
All right. She'll be an NPC in no time. That's really disappointing.
Yeah, that is. Sorry.
That's okay. We just won't read it. Honor system.
All right. Yeah, that's too bad that went out, but that's okay.
Maybe that's a comment you can send to the creators of the system, to put in a way you could take it out of the chat stream.
Yeah, there needs to be a more user-friendly way to do. So, Nostromo, did you had wanted to send a message to UPP? Did you want that message to be public information, or did you want to?
Yeah, there's not going to be anything in it that will spoil anything for anybody else, any other players. So it's just an update on everything that I know, what's going on. Okay. Just a dutiful, station manager report and request for help, scientific and military.
All right. So yeah, you get a response almost immediately from Space Operating Forces, and at first it's stating, Comrade Nostromo, this line is for secure Space Operating Forces communications only. Colonel Sotillo. Colonel Sotillo's eyes. Regardless of that, specifically, what assistance do you need?
We have an unknown alien life form that is dangerous, currently trapped within the outpost within the outpost compound proper. I don't know what else is coming back here. There are still people in the field, and it looks as if there's some kind of mutagenic substance. We need scientific support, and we need additional ground forces to secure the area so we don't potentially lose the outpost.
Additional ground forces. Where is Colonel Sotillo?
Colonel Sotillo is still in the field. I haven't been able to contact her.
Very well. Have Colonel Sotillo reach out as soon as she returns. Meanwhile, we are moving you to top priority. You can expect assistance in 7 days.
7 days, excellent.
Top priority. You went from 17
Got
to
it.
7.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, that's my message.
All right,
It's nothing,
very good.
Nothing else.
Very good. So the tractor moves into the center square, and the Sotillo wanted to have all our Marines checked out, which is not a problem. I imagine Lacrosse is probably involved in that. No one seems to be contaminated with anything. Everybody seems to be doing just fine. And
My bite looks okay.
yeah, it's in fact it's pretty much it's pretty much just looks like just a couple of mosquito bites at this point. There's nothing to indicate that there's anything wrong with you. Same goes for the Marine that got bitten. In fact, 2 turns driving back to Colony, DeCowd, Gould, and Sotillo can drop their stress 2 points and regain up to 2 points of health if you took any damage.
Thank you.
And I think Monaghan and Nostromo can lose a point of stress as well. You've kind of created a safe situation at this point.
Also, been in touch with our superiors a little bit and kind of
Exactly.
started to reestablish some sense of procedure.
Correct. All right.
Okay.
So when you 3 get back, what do you guys want to do?
Well, we go back to the vehicle depot. I want to. I'm with the Cowd when we get to the depot, so I think we need to convene everyone together and get a sit rep and get us all caught up on what's going on and discuss what we do next. Oh, there's Martin.
Who?
So, Martin, I'm suggesting we just got back to the depot, and I'm suggesting that we pull everyone together, pull all the leaders together, and have a situation report on what's going on and see what we do next. Discuss what we do
Sounds
next.
good.
Christopher Lacrosse, after checking everybody over, he kind of shrugs and says, "I don't really know what to do with myself at this point. I can't go into medical."
Why can't you go into medical?
Well, Wayne is in there.
Okay.
Between medical and command, we can't get in there.
Well, what did?
You don't know? Nobody told you?
Well, we were. You
Told
guys
us-
were here. We were back at the cavern.
He kind of glances at Sotillo and then the other 2 and says, something happened to Wayne in the auto dock. He went crazy, and now I can't even explain what he is now. Maybe Monaghan would have a better idea or could explain it better, but we locked him in and he started to actually beat through the door. He actually tore open one of the doors leading into command for medical. We've had to block him in there.
Well, last thing I knew, they were bringing him up to medical to take a look at that spider bite.
Yeah, something happened. Maybe you should talk to the doctor and she can explain it better.
Okay, because I got a spider bite.
We should start by rounding up everybody who's potentially been bitten here.
Yeah, let's. So where is, as far as you know, where would be a safe place for us to meet? I guess we could meet in my office. Oh, I can't see the facility map. It's cut off.
It's cut off.
On the screen, I'm only seeing part of it.
Make it smaller. Just zoom out.
Yeah, just hover over it, use your scroll wheel to zoom out.
I did. For some reason, I'm getting some weird. You know what?
Mine's cut off too, by the way.
Oh, that's weird.
Maybe if you move
All of the icons are to the left.
Maybe if you move, yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Maybe if you move all the icons onto the.
I can see from the docks to the mine.
Yeah, I mean,
Weird.
I'm not sure what to make of it because everything on my screen is perfect.
All right, so we could meet in the galley. We just need a spot where we can all get together. So you're saying that command and medical are the two places that are
Blocked off.
closed.
Yep.
All right, let's.
Well, we haven't eaten in a while, so let's go to the galley.
All right, so I'll get on the main intercom, the 1MC as it is, and say, well, the colonel's right there with us, right?
Yeah.
So I'll just call Comrade Intendant Nostromo and Dr. Moynihan. Please meet us in the galley for a discussion immediately, and start heading over to the galley.
Okay. All right.
On the way.
Any Marines that I have that are not potentially infected, I will order to station outside of medical doors
Okay.
and shoot anything that comes out. And any Marines that are potentially infected, I'll just bring with us and have them kind of stand just around so that we can talk to the doctor and then see what needs to be done.
All right. Very good. So that only one actually got bitten. So if you guys are having map problems, I'll just start to move everybody over. Monahan, Nostromo, you two have anything you need to do?
I just want to check with Nisa and see what she's got grabbed up so far. How are we looking as far as, is there still other gear around that I can use to potentially take samples and just,
Yeah.
I mean, standard kind of lab stuff. I'm not looking for anything special. More jars, another hazmat suit, and I'll also let Nisa know, how much did she see?
She did not see very much. She came over with the injection for Wayne, gave it to him, and was hanging out in medical. And then the moment you said when Wayne started to get aggravated and you called for everybody to get out, she left immediately.
Okay.
So she saw very little, and she went outside and then just was kind of hanging there. She knows something was going on, but that's about the limit of it.
I want to bring her up to speed just enough to let her know that there's been some kind of probably pathogenic outbreak related to what we found down in the cave, and that I've been in touch with Adina, and LaSalle is going to get back to me with the protocols we need to follow. In the meantime, if she could just make sure that the lab is organized and up to snuff, because we're probably going to have to do some more extensive and intensive testing than we're usually used to with this once we have our arms around it.
Yep.
So I just want to make sure that she understands that I need the lab to be ship-shape and ready to go, at a moment's notice.
All right. Yeah, she's probably a little shaken up, but she absolutely, doctor, it's not a problem. We still don't understand. We don't know what happened to him.
We're not entirely sure, but I'm working on figuring it out. The best possible thing that we can do is be prepared to interpret any kind of new data that we get as quickly as we can. And then I'm going to just kind of give her a friendly smile and say, "This is the job, Nisa. Are you okay?"
She says, I'm all right. I'll have everything ready.
All right. I'm going to say, smile. This is what we came here to do.
Like it. I like it.
And then I'm going to turn around and head to the galley.
All right. Off to the galley. All right. So we've got several Marines out there. You've got one Marine in the galley with you because he was the only one that was bitten. I had Chris Lacrosse just kind of tag along into the galley unless you guys don't want him there. So Tio, as you make it into the galley with your Marine, that you see Nostromo coming out of the UPP barracks area and entering the galley. So here you all are.
Okay. I guess we ought to start with a situation report, so we're all up to speed. So I'll just give a quick update on what happened in the cavern.
Yeah.
We were battling spiders. After Wayne, you guys took Wayne up here. We had some spiders getting that black goop, and as you know, and we had some more transform, and the Colonel took care of those two. We've been batting spiders trying to keep them out of the black stuff so they don't transform. And then we decided we'd close the thing up to try and keep them out. And suddenly I thought, well, maybe there's something in those urns that might give us a clue to what's going on. So I ran back to try and get an urn. And when I opened the door, that black stuff was oozing out of the urns, and there were spiders, transformed spiders everywhere, and we had to fight our way out. And so thanks to the Colonel and her men, we managed to get out alive, but it could have been ugly.
Has anyone been contaminated?
One of the soldiers got bitten, and I got bitten. But it's been quite some time, and we don't see any ill effects. You can examine my bite again, Doctor, right now. Maybe, I don't know. Let me show you my bite. You can look at it.
Okay.
I don't remember where I was bitten, by the way. I wasn't bitten on some private spot, was I?
No, I imagine not.
Drop trap.
Arm or a leg or something.
That's right.
Look at this.
Yeah, and it's been a good half hour since you
Right.
were bitten. So, Monaghan, as you take a look at the bite, it's like Wayne's from the standpoint that it's a small I don't want to use the word insect bite, but it's a small bite. Two little bumps side by side, about the size of mosquito bites, but you see no indication that there's anything else going on there.
Okay, Marine, would you show your bite to the doctor too, please?
Yeah, he obviously you're speaking Russian at him, so he
Yes.
he just kind of shrugs and he rolls
It's a
up.
request. I'm not the boss of him, but
Yeah, he shrugs. He rolls up his sleeve, looks to Sotillo.
I nod.
All right. So he walks over and shows his forearm, and it's the same type of thing. He obviously got bitten on the arm, and there's nothing to indicate that there's anything else going on.
He doesn't still have black goo dripping down his face.
No, he does not. But there is some residual on his armor and stuff.
oh,
Okay.
get that.
Sotia speaks English, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can communicate. Okay. Colonel, I need you to have and probably help him very carefully remove his armor, collect everything that's been touched by this substance, and I'll point to it without touching it, safely into a pile. We should do this outside. and I need you to have him completely change his clothes. Both of you, everyone who was in the cavern needs to completely change their clothes and go through a decontamination process pretty much immediately. If you're saying that the spider that originally bit Wayne did nothing more than touch this substance, you all need to stay as far away from it as possible. I don't know what I'm dealing with here yet, but I'm in the process of figuring it out.
This substance that's on his armor was actually spit from the spider, so it may not be the same material that was in the trench.
Let's treat it as though it's just as hazardous.
Oh, I agree. I just want to let you know it's not exactly the same material. It was spit by a spider, so you'll have to analyze it.
I'll take a look in the lab. Nisa's preparing things now.
So we were lucky we did get a sample by accident.
What's the situation in the cave now?
We closed off the cave. We covered it with a piece of sheet metal and decowed, sealed it shut to try and keep spiders from going through the big opening we made. But the fact that when I opened the door to the room with the urns and it was full of spiders tells me that they got in there some other way. So there's access to that room.
Especially for bugs.
But we did close the door when we left. We did close the door. But so right now the cavern's sealed. My opinion is, and I think DeCoud agrees with me, that that'll slow down the contamination of the spiders, but it's not going to stop it. I think we're going to have a serious problem here with contaminated spiders soon.
Well, I have, to that end, contacted LaSalle, and fortunately, they'll be here with the security team much faster than the UPP, so we do have some help that should be arriving in about 3 days. Unfortunately, they are still 3 days away.
3 days.
I interject here, and okay, so this colony is 80 people, and how many acres do you think the main complex is here that we're looking at?
Well, I mean, it's pretty big. I mean, the galley itself is, the galley itself is 60 meters by 50 meters, and that's just that one room. So it's a pretty good size area.
All right, but we also have a mining company down here, which probably has lots of backhoes and everything else, right?
Yeah, I mean, you've got the vehicle depot that's got a lot of equipment in it, and then all of LaSalle's operations up in the northeastern part of the colony.
Okay. So I talked to Gould. Gould is the main LaSalle rep, right?
For the mining operation.
For the mining operation. I asked Gould, how long would it take you to dig a trench 4 feet wide, 6 feet deep, starting at the direction perpendicular to the path to the mine, to try to stop the spiders from, if they get out, making it to the compound? Can we make a boat, in other words, with inflammable liquid if we see them approaching?
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking when you said dig a trench, was maybe we could put something in it. It'll take us, with the equipment that we have mining equipment, we have people that are, as you know, are experienced with it. So I can't imagine it would take us more than 6 to 12 hours to dig a pretty decent moat. We could start off with a smaller trench to go around us, and then when that's complete, widen it. So that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and I would ask, and also I'd ask Sotillo, is there anything in your armaments or armory room or vehicles that is an incendiary, something like what gasoline used to be?
Yeah, I'm sure there's no shortage of. I'm sure you guys have some fossil fuels available.
Yeah, what I'm suggesting is let's get this thing. It's a good idea. We can get this thing dug, and then we've got plenty of water, since all we eat is fish all the time. We could flood the thing with water, and then put the diesel fuel on top, and then when necessary, we could light it.
Doctor,
Nice and medieval. Go ahead.
I would
Doctor,
not along with that. Well, it's what
these
we
are
have.
bugs. So what about poison for bugs?
That's an interesting idea, Doc.
Doctor,
Do you
what
know?
happened?
I don't remember us. Have we ever tried to use some kind of insecticide to get rid of these spiders? They were never a threat, so we didn't mess with them before, I think.
That was kind of the impression I got out of character. I don't know. Have we ever tried to clear them out or do any kind of pest control or?
Not really, because while they're they're kind of ubiquitous in the area. At the same time, they usually actively avoid humans, so it never really been an issue. They would see a person and kind of go the other way. You never felt the need to go down that route.
I think it's a good idea to investigate it. I don't have anything offhand, but there's no shortage of regular spiders around. I can take a look at them and see if it's possible to develop some kind of poison. I can't promise we'll even have the materials to do so, but we could try.
I have a couple questions real quick.
Okay.
What is the goal? Is the goal to wait here for help to arrive? What is the goal? What are we trying to accomplish right now?
Well, the goal is to stop anything from coming in here before we can figure out what our bigger goal is. While we're sitting here and talking, we don't want 13 of these things stroll up the path and start wandering around.
If I could, I've also advised LaSalle that the spiders are a probable vector and part of the problem. So I believe they'll be coming with more capabilities to contain that. If we can hold out for a length of time, I think we're going to get substantial help with this.
Well, I think that's our only choice, because we have no way of getting off the planet till help comes.
Well, we do have a shuttle.
Yeah, but how many people does a shuttle hold?
We've got how
80
many people does the
roughnecks.
shuttle hold?
We have a lot of people on this colony. We need to try and protect.
How many people does the shuttle hold, Marty?
Four.
Yeah, it's a G-class shuttle, holds 4 people.
Okay, so, and I take it that these spiders are not aquatic in any way?
You've never seen them to be aquatic, no. They will, the shrimp-like arthropod that is in the bay, right there off the docks, do sometimes come up out of the water, and you've seen the spiders feed on them that way, but you've never seen the spiders go into water.
So one potential avenue is to get some shelters on pontoons and put them out there. I mean, that's basically an impenetrable moat as far as a spider's concerned.
We could also see if the spiders don't like salt water, because we could rig up pumps with fire hoses and spray them with salt water to keep them away. High pressure hoses could keep them away.
I think sailing out on pontoon boats should be a last resort. Any ground we cede, we shouldn't expect.
I don't think it's sailing. I thought this was a lake anyway.
Oh no, it's a saltwater bay.
Regardless, if we give up our footing on solid ground, there's a chance we may not get it back. That may complicate things for a landing team or any kind of support inbound. We need to try to hold the complex if we can.
I agree, but Martin, you make a very good point. If it's clear that they do not like salt water, and even regardless whether they like it or not, a high pressure, like I said, a pump with a high pressure hose, like a fire hose, they're not that big. We might be able to keep them away using a fire hose. That would be a belt and suspenders method. If we dig a moat, if we have a fire hose, if we can blast them with a fire hose, maybe we can hold them off. Because right now, what we're talking about is the possibility, if these spiders can get in and get contaminated in ways we don't know about, in little cracks and crevices, and it appears they can, and eventually come for us, there could be hundreds or thousands of these things. And at this point,
I hear what you're saying, and I think it's going to the point I'm trying to make, which is that I don't really think there's any way to fight these things. I think the best thing that you could do is find a way to completely isolate ourselves, because I think it's as far as like an infection vector goes, the cat's already out of the bag, right? Like we left the door open overnight, and there were 10,000 million of these things already in the fish processing center. There's very little that we can do to fight them if they want to get in here, because it's not designed for that, right? We don't have a weapon system capable of finding these things, targeting these things, or killing these things. They're gonna come at us from a million different avenues. There's once they turn and become aggressive, if we don't have a shelter already in place that's totally airtight, we're just gonna get killed. So I think our energies would be better spent in, developing a strategy for how to completely cut ourselves off from them.
Well, okay, so as the station commander, and I see the value in that. I think that, potentially if we have enough waterborne vessels to house everybody as a last resort, that'd be great. But we got 80 people on this colony and a whole lot of roughnecks. We should be able to create a barrier and man with the
Does the shuttle have a cargo hold?
I'm sure it does, but it's only 4 people. This thing's small.
Yeah,
I know it's 4 people who are meant to travel aboard.
Yeah.
But it's an airtight, like hermetically sealed.
Oh, so you're looking at it as a
like a shelter.
Shelter.
Yeah. To give
Right,
you to give you a little information on the shuttle itself, give me 1 second. It's a standard G-class shuttle. Which I should have had those stats handy, because I should have dawned on me that was going to come up. It is, let me find it. Yeah, it's a standard Star Clipper G-class shuttle. So it has oh no, I'm looking at the wrong one. Star Cub G-class shuttle. I apologize. So it has ability to carry 4 people in cryosleep, and then it does have a level 1 cargo bay, which is capable of holding... This is the one part where the book is not quite as... Oh, yeah. It's capable of holding 500 kilos worth of cargo, which is...
That's not a lot.
Not a lot. I don't do the math on that. I don't think that's enough to hold 80 people. Maybe if you stack them like
all told, let's do an analog. Is this like a school bus amount of space?
Yeah, a G-class shuttle's only a G-class ship is at most. In fact, I think the Star Clipper itself is 23 meters long, total end to end in the exterior dimensions.
So probably more like a van.
Yeah, a pretty. A large, figuring, a large city bus, maybe a little bigger. Well, there you go. It's the size of a transport truck. Standard transport truck is a 54-foot trailer plus the truck itself.
So maybe we could squeeze 12 people if they,
if we had to, and we got. This is turning into 8-legged freaks now.
As a side note, I do have to interject really quick. This whole meeting very much has the vibe of them all standing in command after they got their asses kicked at the Atmo Atmo facility, trying to figure out how do we secure ourselves. We can plate steel here and put the sentry guns here, and we'll be okay.
Yeah, well, you got to try something. All right, so I'm going to direct. I'm going to direct I'm going to direct everybody to do a few things, and I can do a command roll for this with the influence and all that if we need to. But we need to get probably half the roughnecks on starting to construct this moat. We need to get the Marines with either flame units or fire hoses. If we have a way to use pumps from that lagoon and drag hoses, to maybe 3 or 4 quadrants of the base and have high pressure hoses ready to beat these things off if they start coming, we could do that. But I really think we need to, also the third final option. We've got 3 to 7 days to wait here. find some way, if we've got waterborne vessels, as a last ditch effort to save ourselves, and whoever's left would be in the lagoon with DeKalb's idea.
Okay.
This isn't a democracy. This is the UPP, but I will be open to other suggestions.
In terms of your naval vessel concept, you guys have 4 of the Daihattai tractors, and yours are the special versions that are amphibious. So those can just go out into the bay. You have 4 of those, and they hold 6 people each.
Yeah, I think
But
the
we
other
don't need to actually. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, as this third avenue last resort, we could grab tanks and other equipment to act like pontoons and weld plates or build wooden platforms on top that will float, and we might be able to float a large number of people out onto the bay and pull them with the tractors. So we can build additional floating platforms.
Yeah, precisely. I don't think we need to navigate. We
have
just
a
need to
whole
go
bunch
them
of
out 50
roughnecks.
feet, and 50 feet up distance from the shore, and that'll be enough probably.
So it sounds like if we divide our roughnecks into 3 groups, 3 or 4 groups, and have them go into work on the trench and the backup on the floating platforms, rigging the pump and fire hoses, which we'll need anyway, because I think we want to fill that trench with some water first, and then float our diesel or gasoline on top. And so if we can get all those things going at once, Doc, I'm looking at you to try and analyze this substance that you have, this sample on the armor. See if you can come up with some kind of added antidote or some indication of what we can do to fight this.
I'll see what I can do. I'll also take a look at the possibility of developing some kind of pesticide.
Okay. This painkiller that you synthesized from the spiders, it seemed to be effective on the pain pathways, but you synthesized that from normal spiders, not from turned spiders or morphed spiders. So it doesn't appear that the spiders have any natural resistance to this, whatever it is, this mutagen.
Not according to your experience in the cave, anyway.
Okay.
So what about Wade?
Yeah, I was Wade. We're gonna have to observe him once we get done with this meeting and see if his status changes. That'll be difficult with the portholes. There might be cameras inside medical where we might be able to observe them.
There are. Of course, you would access them from command.
Of course.
Maybe, and it's a long shot, but maybe we'll find something in the analysis of some of this substance that may allow us to treat him in some way. I'll have to take a closer look, of course.
And did Wade just turn crazy, or did he start changing as well, like spiders?
No, Wayne has been deformed almost past what's recognizable as a human being, Colonel Satillo.
So this affects humans as well.
Drastically.
So as far as the military portion of this plan, for Colonel Sotillo, do you have a couple scouts that you can put in various directions, buddy up with some vision enhancement devices to give us early warning if these things start coming towards the camp?
Yes, very much so.
All right, well, let's do that. And,
I have a suggestion.
Go ahead.
I think you should make a buddy up system mandatory, and make any kind of bite reporting mandatory. Because as soon as one person gets bit, all our plans are more or less done. Can you imagine if a Wade character was running around outside right now?
Right. Right. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to make the galley as the command post for right now. I am going to ask the Marine or Sotillo that's in the room already to be the one that guards the galley and collects information if somebody isn't here and they want to report. But this will be the central CP for this. But yeah, let's get moving. We'll try to figure out what's happening to Wade or Wayne, and that'll be difficult. But let's get moving on this trench and the other other projects before it gets too late.
Martin, let's get started. Let's call all the roughnecks into the vehicle depot into a group so we can split them into multiple groups and get them about their tasks. What do you think?
That sounds like a good start.
Normally I'd have Wayne do it, but he's indisposed.
Right.
That was a very polite way of putting it.
Anything else? Okay.
All right. All right. So Martin and Gould head out, and you're heading towards the vehicle depot.
Vehicle depot, and I'm going to make an announcement over the intercoms and the company radios for all roughnecks to report immediately to the vehicle depot.
All right. Very good. Monahan, where are you headed off to?
What has happened with the Marine and his armor and clothing?
Yeah, I imagine he's gotten everything off, and like you said, set off to the side in a pile. Oh, you left your hazmat suit got left back in the cavern, didn't it?
Yeah, I think you said there were two, and I took one.
Yeah, there were two in LaSalle Labs. You took one. There was also two in medical, of course. Well,
good luck with that.
So yeah, that's so yeah. With that information, what's your plan?
Okay. The first thing I want to do is go back and check on Nisa in the labs. How are things going with her organization, with what she's been said about?
All right, so you're heading out there then. So Tio, what are you up to?
I will just organize the Marines and kind of between them and the roughneck engineering types, I guess, get them to cobble up flamethrowers and see if we've got any motion trackers and get the Marines to start walking around and securing areas and trying to look for areas of ingress that they need to guard and scout.
All right, very good. So I imagine that in my head that's got you kind of headed outside with everybody else. We're leaving this one Marine in the galley. Was that plan?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, very good. And then Nostromo. I'm sorry, Nostromo. Where are you headed off to?
I am going to try to figure out through my vast knowledge of the entire place how we can get a look at the freak in command. I don't know if there's a way to do that, but that's going to be my mission for the next few minutes.
You know what? That's a very valid statement. You know, there is a terminal in the UPP barracks that Sotillo uses. Of course, there's terminals in LaSalle, but they're kind of connected directly to LaSalle, not necessarily the rest of the colony per se. But you know, you might be able to, with a little bit of work, might be able to reroute the security controls to her terminal in the barracks so that you can see what's going on.
Okay, I'm going to try to do that, and I'm going to let Sotillo know what I'm doing, even though she may object to my use of her terminal. That's the only one we have.
I scowl internally, but this is not the time to berate him externally, so just nod. And I will also talk to him about, so the oil that we found, think it is oil?
Well, it certainly has other properties than oil. Whatever it is, it probably has a value, but it's also probably as dangerous as uranium.
So we did not find any oil on the planet?
Not well. If that is oil, then it's something that we don't know, that we haven't seen before. Like I don't think it's something that we can use as a commodity.
What about just blowing up the cavern?
Blowing up the entire cavern? Well, I don't know that command would be happy with that since we don't know what we're blowing up. They could do two things. It may destroy a vital asset for the UPP, or it might unleash something that we're not expecting, which will then destroy this outpost, both negative effects.
I'm not standing there for this conversation, am I?
No, you guys
we're
were headed
heading back to
outside.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Because
It should be offline, but
This is very much a private conversation in character. I found it just easier to play, and because everybody knows how to separate meta information.
absolutely.
I was only mainly asking because Monaghan is still beside you guys on the map, so I wasn't sure how far away she'd made it.
Yeah, well, it's the
Is she? Because
usual.
on my
two
side, she's I've moved her just outside.
Oh, I thought she was standing there. Isn't this? Maybe I have the wrong guy. Oh, I'm looking.
Oh, that's a Marine.
I'm sorry. I'm going to put myself over there so I'm not confused.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt.
Well, all good. All good.
I will look at Comrade Lieutenant Nostromo very seriously and just say, we are ready to take control of this installation if you want. Just say the word.
Roger.
All right.
That's about it.
All right.
Okay.
Very good. So Nostromo, you head over there, and then Sotillo, you're heading out to get your Marines together. Is that the idea?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So Gould and Martin were headed to the vehicle depot, and I didn't want to interrupt the talking, but Lacrosse kind of said, well, we don't have a medical bay. Maybe I can set up the dorms as an emergency medical area. If someone could bring some water, and if we have any alcohol on colony, we can set that up as a cleansing agent. I don't know what else I can offer at this point. So, if anyone has any issue, if no one has any issue with that, he just heads over into the main dorm to kind of move some bunks around and stuff like that to set up as a emergency medical area.
Sounds good to me.
All right. So everybody's heading off their different directions. Nostromo, you're probably the closest to what you're trying to do, so go ahead and make... you've already gotten into her terminal once, so I'm not going to make you roll to get into it again. But go ahead and make a comtech roll to see if you can reroute the cameras. And didn't you have a +1 left over from that previous roll?
No, I used it to find out new information.
You did. That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. All right. So
so
go ahead and
it's
make your comtech roll.
Not going to be the best roll, but see what happens.
2 successes and a face hugger. You know what? And everyone drop another point of stress. But go ahead and roll your panic since it was on your first panic die anyway. Nervous twitch. That's interesting. Has it ever done that before? Have you guys ever seen the explanation?
Yeah, so that's an option I turned on in advanced. You
Oh,
can,
no shit.
yeah, you can actually click a little thing that'll give you that explanation, so you don't have to look it up.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think it might be a newer feature, so I don't think it was there before.
That makes my life so much easier.
button?
If you go into the settings cogwheel, I think if you go into dice options,
Like when you open your character?
no, on the top, you've got chat, you've got the character,
in the settings.
you've got, all the way in the settings, and I can't remember where you do it, but it might be dice options, enable event. No, it's not that.
I have that.
Miscellaneous. No, there's nothing there. It's in here somewhere. You might have to Google it. I apologize. I don't have.
No, no worries. This is neat. I thought I would try it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's
Yeah, there's some way to do it. Maybe it is in your character. No. Yeah, I don't know. I'll look it up when it's not my turn.
Okay, no problem, no problem. That's still that's pretty cool. Okay, all right. So yeah, you've got -2 agility, and
Oh, I
and
found it. It's sorry to interrupt. It's on
oh,
your character sheet. There's another at the top left, another little settings gear. You click on that, and it's the last option under configuration. Include panic effect description and role.
That's it. Yeah.
oh, I see it. So when you're yeah, I gotcha. That's a tiny little gear.
Sorry, guys. It's under
It,
where again?
if you go to your
Personalization and display.
character sheet, if you
No, it's
Oh,
on your character sheet.
oh,
Yeah,
the
the actual character sheet. At the top, there's character, ship, hostile, and then gear. You click on the gear, and it's the last thing on the left down.
I never even saw that gear.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the world's smallest gear. And then yeah, it's down at the bottom of that first column. Include panic effect description and role. That is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Foundry, I mean, they might do it on this one too, but what's kind of cool in Foundry is that it will describe the method of attack for all the different alien creatures after their roll. So whatever they, how you roll to see what they do to you, like tail strike or something else, it'll automatically describe that the same way as this panic roll. And there's probably
That's
a way,
cool.
there might be a way that Roll20 does it too. Because they
There
seem to
is,
be,
because I've seen it done. It can be set up. I just I number one, I don't have the technical know-how, and number two, it might be a subscription based
yeah,
thing. Just like how if I had a subscription, when one of you fired a pulse rifle, when you I could link that sound to when you hit the attack button.
no shit.
Yeah, so which there's a strong possibility I'm going to buy probably a year-long membership here, because my plan is after San Tome is that if you guys are in, we'll start a campaign. And the subscription lets me do some stuff like dynamic lighting, which makes it that if you guys go into a zone,
Sure.
you can't see the rest of the map, that type of thing. So anyway,
Yeah, cool.
so Nostromo, as you mess around with it, you figure out your command subroutines to move the security cameras to this terminal, and this is probably the cause for this nervous twitch. You get a really good close up as you're sorting through the cameras. You find Wayne has moved back into medical. Okay, and as he's just standing there, or it's just standing there, and you're getting a really good close up of this thing that was once Wayne. And as if that weren't bad enough, as you watch, he just starts to quiver and quake, and then the body just he falls to his knees, and for lack of a better word, it just bursts into black mist that coats everything in medical.
Oh wow. Okay.
There's nothing left but a pile of his tattered clothes on the floor.
I got to get in there.
Black splatters everywhere. Right. So I hit the comm button and call Dr. Moynihan to come to the armory so she can see this.
All right, Monahan, you get that call and you start to head back, or are you doing your thing up there?
No, I'll want to see. How am I able to just glance around real quick and see how Nisa's done? Is the lab in the state that I need to be in?
It is. It is ready to go. She's very good at what she does.
Okay. Now listen, Nisa, I know you're eager to work, with this project and find out what's going on as much as I am. But unfortunately, we're currently down to one hazardous materials suit, and I am going to have to ask you to stay out of the lab when I come back to work here, at least until I determine that what we're working with isn't airborne and can't contaminate you. For now, you can finish up whatever work you need to do here. I needed to get back over to the armory and speak with Intendant Nostromo. He has something he needs to show me.
She nods and says, "All right, Doctor. Just tell me what you need me to do. I'm ready."
Okay.
All right.
I'll
So
head back to the armory.
you head right back to the armory. You two, your roughnecks are all showing up. As Monahan comes out, so Tia comes out and she's headed towards her Marines. You guys are at the vehicle depot. You're calling, and your Marines are all coming together. There's there's all of a sudden there's a bunch of weapons fired. You look over. These Marines over here are firing off. Hey, stop! Why are you still making noise? Cut it out. they are shooting at something to the east, like towards the direction of the mine between ore processing and command. They've kind of set up a firing line, and like I said, they're firing off at something.
Oh, rush over and report, Marines.
All right. The one of them, the firing stops for a moment, and one turns and says, "We had several of those spiders we saw down in the cavern. They just came right out of the jungle." Make an observation roll, Sotillo. One success. All right. So as the Marine says that, and you're looking out that way, you actually see a small bird, small red bird of some sort. It's just sitting on a branch there, and it has landed back on a branch after the gunfire ends. And it sits there for a moment, and then just as quickly it goes to take off, and just as it does, a black shape leaps out of the jungle and catches the thing in midair. It's one of those spiders, but also, there's a couple more that crawl out from the tractor in the vehicle depot that came down from the cavern. So there's one of these guys over here in the jungle, but there's two in the vehicle depot, and there's a bunch of Marines there, or not Marines, but roughnecks there, and everybody's like, holy shit, what the hell are those? And I think it's a good time to roll initiative. I'm going to get you guys one way or the other, I promise. It's just 3. You guys can handle 3. Gould's rubbing his forehead going, how the hell did I get into this shit? And we're just going to go everybody, because we got everyone here. So Tio, sorry, you're an 8.
Alright.
Monahan, you're a 5. And DeCowd, you're a 6. Charles Gould, you're a 1. Nostromo, you're way back in the armory, but you're a 9. We're going to put all the NPCs on a 4. And any spiders are on a 2 and a 3. Go figure. Okie dokie. That puts Charles Gould on a 1. What would you like to do, Mr. Gould? You're muted.
Sorry.
That's okay.
First of all, I'm going to yell at all the roughnecks, back away from those spiders.
Okay.
Nobody should get close to them without some kind of weapon. I don't know if there's anything I can do.
Well, you could make that a command if you like. You could roll command. That would be slow action. That would give them bonus successes if they decide to do what you told them to do.
Well, I just need to tell them, you guys, those things are highly dangerous. If they bite you, it's going to be a really bad day. Look around, see if there's any weapons you can grab, anything to keep them at bay, a long pole, anything like that, to keep back.
Okay. All right. Is that it for you then?
That's all I can do.
All right, very good. So on a 2, the spiders go. This one is going to run there and then run there. These two, we're just going to make a D4 and go clockwise, starting with Gould. Oh, oh shit. All right, Gould, do me a favor, roll a D6, would you? A 6.
It's not good.
That's not good. This one right here turns and looks right at you, Gould, and spits black goop right all over you. Would you make a stamina roll, please, sir? Well, you have no successes. Unfortunately, my sickness roll has no successes either. So, it kind of gets all over your clothing, but somehow none of it gets on your exposed skin. But you are covered with the shit. And DeCowd, would you roll a d6 for me? A 1. Oh, okay. So this other one does that thing where it rears back on its legs and shows its size and fangs with its legs all stretched out. You and Gould both gain a point of stress. All right. And then, unfortunately, of course, none of you know that happened. All right, now the spiders are also on a 3. So, I'm going to randomly roll to see who these two go after. And they went after the two of you again. You guys have the best luck ever. You keep getting picked. Charles, give me a d6, please. I'm being fair about it. They could go after the roughnecks, but they're not. All right, so this one moves up and tries to bite you. And there you go, Smith. 2 successes. Now, Charles, you, all you did was talk. So you, as far as I'm concerned, you've got your fast action left if you want to try to block that attack. Make a close combat roll. You would need 2 successes to successfully block it. Oh, a panic. Roll your panic, please. A 9, so you drop an
-2.
item.
No, -2.
Oh, -2, 7. Nervous twitch. I keep forgetting that. So, all right, so you have -2 to all agility rolls while you're panicking. All right, and unfortunately, you are unable to block the attack. You take 2 points of damage and gain a point of stress. But also, I need you to make a stamina roll, please. Actually, you don't even need to make it, but you succeeded, so that's fine. All right, and then the second one, DeCowd, please roll a d6 for me. A 3. Same thing. Comes up to you and tries to bite you. Characters. Close combat. Submit. And it fails to connect. You kind of get out of the way at the last second. This guy is going to attack the Marine right in front of him. And he tries to bite him.
Seems like it's using the map a lot more, so I think I'm going to refresh because my map is all jacked.
Go ahead.
Yeah, still jacked.
Still jacked?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Marty, what if you reconnected?
I can try. It probably has something to do with. Give me 1 second. Let me make this. Let me do this real quick.
Martin, how's your map look?
Mine's all jacked up.
Which is amusing because mine's all fine.
Yeah, mine's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't understand. What about you, Jim? Is yours all right?
I just had to zoom out and pan to the left, and everything looked fine.
It doesn't actually pan, unfortunately, Bob. You can zoom in and out, but all you see is probably the maybe 20 to 25% at the top left of the map.
Really?
So you see where it says 2 landing pad, and
Yep.
then it goes as far right as half of the A in SA, which I think is San.
Yeah.
So half the A, that's the top right, and then the bottom where it says family or something, family dorm. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's cut off. Family is cut off.
Let me
You don't
try to. I want to rejoin as player, see if it shows me what you guys are seeing. Give me 1 sec. Oh well, of course I'm not dragged
looks
over. So
like
that
from the tokens that I guess that Martin and I are in the vehicle depot.
right.
I'm
Yes.
assuming. I don't know if you caught my last, Marty, but I said I could take a picture and text you real quick, so you don't have to go through this rigmarole.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Still want to try and see what it does. Yeah, even when I don't know. Yeah, even when I join as player, it's fine. I don't know what's going on.
Sent it via messenger.
Okay. It's clearly something I screwed up when I accidentally deleted the map layer. You know what I mean?
I'm too scared to refresh now,
Yeah.
in case I lose the map.
Right. It's probably smart not to.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's really strange because all the tokens, I can tell that you've put them in the various buildings. I can tell that the Cowd and Gould are supposed to be in the vehicle depot. You can kind of see the tokens doing what you want them to do, but they don't jive with the
Alright.
map at all.
Sharif, do you have a
But
second browser you can just try real quick to log in?
Well, what I did just now was instead of trying to reconnect, I exited entirely and came back,
And it's fixed?
and it's fixed.
Oh, okay.
Okay. See you
Yeah,
guys in a
that
bit.
might be a caching problem or something like that. So if you exit it, maybe cleans up the cache.
Roger that. BRB.
But hey, we haven't had any audio-visual problems so far.
Oh man, shouldn't have said that. Just spiders. I gotta tell you, this is my first time playing a character while we're waiting. This is the first time I've played a character that doesn't carry weapons and doesn't have combat capabilities. It's difficult.
Were you here when I was the 10-year-old girl the last session?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey, I see you.
Yeah, I was not a
Sharif.
member of that because I had played it earlier, but I was listening in on Twitch.
Yep, I got you, Sharif.
Yes.
yeah.
All right, cool. Sorry for the delay.
All good.
One of my one of my vampire players
Did you guys just lose Andy? Or did you lose me? Okay. Shit.
Here, Andy.
That I can't possibly hope to predict.
There we go.
So yeah, he's done the challenges at the beginning have created a true monster of a player, really, in the intermediate stages.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think I
All
lost
right,
Andy
what's going on
halfway
with
through
Hachi?
that, and then I completely. Can you guys not hear me? You
I
guys
think
can't
he's
hear
trying
me.
to talk to you guys. I heard him say, "Do you guys read me? Do you read me?"
Hello.
While Andy was speaking, he said, "Do you only hear Andy?" That's why I said.
Now I got Marty back.
Yep. I hear you.
All right.
Cool. All right. Everybody's there. Everybody hears me.
I can hear you. After reconnecting.
Yeah. Sharif, you got me.
Yes, I hear you.
All right. Sorry, that's completely my fault. I made the comment that at least we haven't had any audio-visual issues, and then look what happens right away. Though
It's always listening.
yeah, it is. Well, I think it all started because Sharif exited and came back to fix his map, and then I couldn't hear him, so I reconnected to hear him, and then I could, but then I froze up, and none of you could hear me. It just all went to hell.
All right, so where are we?
Except, I don't have Jim. Does anybody have Jim?
I have Jim.
He's,
see Jim.
I see him.
All right.
Yep,
Let
we're good.
me reconnect.
How about Bob? I haven't heard Bob speak.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, Bob's
Yeah,
there. I
boy.
just don't have Jim. Let me try reconnecting. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Okay, there's Jim. Everyone hears me?
Yeah.
Yep.
We win! All right. We can continue. All right, so that now that we've got all that figured out, that moves us up to a 5, which is Dr. Monahan.
Okay, so obviously we're under attack. I'm assuming she probably doesn't see the spiders yet because they're in front of the firing line,
Yeah,
and these two are inside.
right.
I think she'll probably proceed over and try to see exactly what it is they're shooting at. Like, is it a couple or is it a swarm?
No, moving to that position, that's your fast action, so you still have an action available. There's only one that you see. There's a whole bunch of black splatters of legs and carapace and black hair, but it looks like they gunned down a bunch of them as they came out of the jungle.
Okay. For now, I'm going to continue over to the pile of tainted armor and clothes that I want to get.
Okay. All right. Which should be right outside the main door. That
Actually, I guess I should get my hazmat suit first.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I'm gonna put the hazmat suit on, and that'll probably take my turn since
Yep.
we're in combat time.
Absolutely. All right. And that brings us to Crom, to Sharif, Martin DeCowd.
I'm thinking it's going to be torch time.
All right. All right. So fast action would be to pull your.
Unless,
Go ahead.
is there a the aquatic tractors in the vehicle depot?
Yep, they're in there. Yep.
But to get into one, I'd have to disengage from this, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I'll just fight.
All right. So fast action would be to pull your cutting torch out, and then close combat for a slow action to attack. 3 successes. So
Wow.
you kick your torch on and just take it straight down to that spider that tried to bite you, and you just you burn him up. His legs curl up and he squeals and dies. You can, and as a side note, make a power roll. I think torches have a 5 power. Cutting torches have a 5 power.
Mine says 4.
4. Okay, very good. I'm glad I put it on your character sheet.
Whoops, shoot.
Yeah, change the number in the sheet to a 4.
Yeah, I always forget to do that on power rolls.
Okay, so yeah, reduce your torch down to a 3, and that gets us to Colonel Sotillo.
Can I shoot the one that is engaging my Marines?
Yeah, I'll let you do that, absolutely. Close range, no modifiers. You've got your fast and your slow, so if you wanted to aim... Oh, well, you probably would have to pull your weapon out, I guess, for your fast action. Which weapon are we using?
That would have been the AK.
The AK. Do you want to push your roll?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
Stress level, combat.
Oh, jeez.
I
Okay.
just I don't want to shoot my people, man.
Yeah.
They're just in front of me.
That's right. All right, no dice there. Nostromo. I imagine you can very barely hear weapons fire from outside.
Yeah, so I must know something's going on because I have an initiative card, right? So, so I'm gonna just use my intuition, and I'm in the armory already. So, do I have access to like flame units and all the other things that are in here?
Well, there are no flame units on Colony. You have
awesome.
access to an AK-40. You've got access to AK-47s or Norcom pistols. The Norcom has better handling than the AK, does less damage, but it's also armor piercing.
It's not as accurate though, right?
Well, no, the AK gets 0 bonus. The Norcom pistol gets a +1.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I have a service pistol. Is that the Norcom?
No, yours is different. The Norcom is a UPP weapon. Yours is the standard figure like 9mm type pistol.
I see. Well, I'm gonna grab whatever is the most accurate. So I guess it's gonna be that. I'll replace my service pistol with the Norcom.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, it's a +1 bonus, 1 damage, and has armor piercing.
Yeah, medium range.
Medium range.
Okay. So that's one action.
Yeah.
Is there body armor or anything else in here that I can?
There is no additional body armor. No, all the Marines are wearing theirs, and that's it.
Ah, fucking greedy bastards. Okay. So I will take that pistol and I will leave the barracks and make my way outside.
Okay. All right. So that gets you to the hallway there. All right. And we have no 10, so we get back to the top of the order, which is... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that's fine. Which is Gould.
All right.
Oh, I skipped, I'm sorry, I skipped our NPCs. Hold on, before we go to Gould. I knew I was missing something.
I was going to ask when the roughnecks in the depot get to do something.
All right. Lacrosse. You guys hear Lacrosse's voice come over the intercom. He sounds frantic. They're in the main dorm. All right, and then as far as the UPP commandos, let me delete that. All right, very good, very good, very good. Okay. Oh shit! All right. The UPP commandos are shooting their AKs at that one little spider, and the first one fires, and the spider jumps out of the way. The second guy takes his shot. May as well just roll them both while I'm right here. Not minus 21. That would be bad. You'll never hit anything with minus 21. The second and third guy take their shots and miss. Alright. And then I'm going to say this guy probably picks up a bolt gun. The other guy picks up a maintenance jack. The guy with the bolt gun is going to fire it at the spider. Minus 3 because engaged range. And he misses. This guy just steps up and tries to take a whack at it with his maintenance jack. Improvised club, as it were.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, he clocks it. What's the... And, oh, I did miss one thing. There we go. Oh, the spider actually jumps out of the way as he swings the maintenance jack at it.
Wow.
So, now, thank you very much, Gould. It's your turn, sir.
I guess I'm going to try and move away.
Okay, make your mobility roll.
At
Minus, yeah, minus 2. Yep.
I'm doomed.
I hope so. Okay, so you had 2 successes, but you also had a panic. Roll your panic. An 8 minus 2 is a 6, which is holding it together, but you were already at a 7, so you automatically move up to the 8, which is, what is the 8? I apologize. The 8 is trembling. Okay, well, we already had them. Okay, I screwed that up. All right, so we'll just call it a... I screwed that up. No, what happened was you were already in having a 7, which was the nervous twitch, and we gave you minus 2 to agility. That wasn't what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be an increase in stress level. So I'm just gonna flop them. So you and DeCowd both gain a point of stress. You know, in fact, Monaghan, you're close enough to them. I would say you probably gain it as well. He gets away, but he's shaking uncontrollably. And that was your fast action. You have a slow if there's anything you'd like to do with that, or you could move again.
Well, I want to move again away while looking for possible weapons in the depot. So I'm looking around. I'm moving away from the spider, but I'm trying to look around and see if there's anything I can use as a weapon.
All right, make an observation roll.
Wow.
Roll your panic. And you were already at an 8, so unfortunately you move up to a 9 automatically, which means you drop an item. So you just don't see anything that makes sense as a weapon against these things, because you've seen them dodge physical attacks. You've seen them dodge bullets. They have an almost preternatural sense of how to get out of the way of things. And we're going to roll. And in your rush to get away, you somehow lose your corporate access data card. You lost it somewhere. It's gone.
Okay.
All right, the spiders are going. This guy's going to move out here. try to bite Mr. Lacrosse. Ooh. I don't think Lacrosse is anything he could use to block. I think he is, I don't know. He's got a surgical kit. Can't you use a surgical kit as a weapon? Isn't the idea there it can be an improvised scalpel or an improvised weapon using a scalpel?
James prerogative.
Yeah, I'll give it to him. What the heck? All right, he blocks, but not well enough. Yeah. All right. So he's been bitten, and you hear him shout through the intercom, "Oh God, it bit me!" And then the spider. DeCal, go ahead and roll a d6 for me, so we know what the spider does against you. You rolled a 4. This spider right here bites this guy. He gets his armor roll. Armor, unfortunately, doesn't do everything it needed to do. Why didn't it? There it goes. Alright. So he takes a point of damage. Alright. And DeCal, you rolled a 4, so the spider in front of you tries to bite you. After you just torched its friend. You're a mean
I'm going to have to
man.
get going, but Marty, I'm going to send you a message just kind of with some general direction for what I would like Moynihan to do.
Sounds good.
Assuming we all don't just get ripped to pieces.
No problem.
It's a big assumption, buddy.
Alright, I
Right,
appreciate
I know,
it, Andy.
I know.
Thanks for sticking in as long as you could.
Most of the data suggests we're going to get ripped to shit. All right, here, I'll send you the whisper quick, and then I'll be getting out of here. Good
All
luck,
right, buddy.
Godspeed, everybody.
Thank you. See you soon.
No problem.
Alright, so it failed to bite you, Martin. It missed you. So now the spiders move on 3. This one probably loses interest in lacrosse and goes in here. This one is going to oh wow, okay. The spider in front of the UPP commandos, the UPP Marines, spits goo all over the one right in front of you, Sotillo. And where's his stamina? There it is. Oh, he starts. Well, I think he does. Hold on, I gotta be sure. Oh yeah, he starts to scream. He's shouting in Russian or Spanish about it burning, and he's falling to his knees trying to get the stuff off him. Yeah, okay. And then we've got the one in front of DeCal for its second attack. DeCal, roll a d6 for me.
Sorry, I hate it when my thing doesn't unmute. You said a D6, right?
Yes, please. A 3. Alright, so the spider tries to bite through you again. Bite through your shoe or your arm or something. It has 2 successes. You've not acted yet
Ooh.
this turn, so you can attempt to block.
I think that would be a good idea.
Close combat roll, sir.
Okay. Oh, come on.
Would you like to push the roll?
I guess I do. Okay, so stress level 3. I don't incur any minuses because I had no successes, right?
Right.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Alright.
Ooh,
Yeah,
my
so when it tries to bite you, you kind of smack it away with your cutting torch, and it is unsuccessful. And that brings us
Dirty
up
bastard.
to, yeah, that's right, up to Monahan.
See you guys.
All right, man, see ya.
Bye.
Shit.
Hold on, let me read what he sent me. Okay, very good. All right, so Monahan put on her hazmat suit, and she moves over to these guys, and then she is actually going to try to get a sample of this stuff that is on the UPP guy, the UPP. Oh wow! All right, well she's not able to do it. All right, I guess because he's squirming and yelling and screaming, she's not able to get a sample of the goo from off of him. And that, shoot, he screwed up my turn order. Well, I'm going to turn him into an NPC anyway, so that's fine. And that does put me on the NPCs. That does put me on the NPCs, so let's have the commandos blast away at the spider, yeah? Unless you guys think they should do something else.
Well, that sounds like
Kill.
the
Kill.
Alright, one had a success. The spider has used its... oh, it didn't use its fast action, so it gets the chance to dodge. Where's the mobility? There it is. Spider in front of the UPP firing line dodges out of the way. You just can't hit him at this close range. It's too hard to get a beat on him the way he bounces around. The one in the galley is probably just going to do a good old-fashioned... I'm going to try and just squish him with a boot, and misses completely. Nostromo, you hear the scuffling from in the galley. And let's see, we've got the roughnecks. One roughneck is reloading his bolt gun. The other's going to take another swing with his maintenance jack. Man, when I designed this, I didn't realize it was going to be as much work for the GM as I realized. All right. Mobility. Oh my gosh. Martin, you watch as this roughneck right here takes a swing with his maintenance jack, and you're absolutely convinced he's about to club that thing, and then it just bounces out of the way. It just bounces
That makes sense
out
to
of
me.
the way.
Big spiders like that seem like they'd be really hard to kill. They didn't want to be killed.
And that brings us up to you, Martin DeCowd. It's your turn.
Cutting torch.
Yep.
Here we go. All right. Close combat.
2 successes.
Take that.
And it
Die,
already,
you hairy son of a bitch.
it already used its dodge action, so yeah, you burn him up. And yeah, he curls up and dies. Oh, make your power roll for your torch, please. Well done. Well done.
Oops, I gotta change that to 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Tio, you're up.
shoot the one in front of me,
Okay.
well, in front of my Marines.
Yep.
Well,
Wow.
Holy mackerel. You are
Alright.
proficient with this weapon, correct?
Pushing the roll,
There you
and
go.
it's a
Nice.
hit, and it has already dodged, so it gets its armor roll. It gets its armor roll. Oh wow! All right, so you shoot it, you hit it. Yes, please. You shoot it and you hit it, and some black goop sprays out of it, but it is still up and moving, and that brings us to Comrade Nostromo, who is
Just stepped out.
AFK. All right. Comrade Nostromo, it is your turn, sir.
Sorry about that. Yes. So I'm going to go towards the sound.
Okay, the galley.
Yeah, when we go into the galley.
All right.
And I'm sure I see whatever nonsense is going on in here.
That's right.
And if I have, I don't know if it's slow or fast action. I got to straighten that out in my head, but
well, moving was a fast, so you still have a slow.
The slow, which can include taking aim, right?
Well, taking aim is a fast action, so you can do that, or you could shoot at it. Either way.
I'll shoot.
All right.
See what happens.
All right.
Okay.
So you're at short range, so there's no penalty for range, and yeah, so you're good to go.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Nicely done.
Nice.
So you have a bonus success. What would you like to do with that?
And that is for close combat, no ranged combat,
Range
right?
combat, yeah.
Plus 1 damage.
Okay. All right. So you do 2 damage with that Norcom pistol. It is armor piercing, so he only gets 1 armor die, and it rolled 3 dice, but no successes. I don't know what I hit there, but that's okay. So you shoot it, and its guts spray out the backside, and it just curls up and dies.
Nice.
Nice
Nostromo
job.
to the rescue.
Yeah, Nostromo to the rescue. That was rather impressive, sir. I will give you that. All right, and that moves us back to Gould.
Boy, it's really I'm from my last move, I'm a zone away from the spider, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because he's all the way over here.
Yeah. So and from my last observation, I didn't see anything I could use as a weapon.
No, because you panicked on your observation.
Correct. And with 5 stress, I don't know if I want to try that again. All right. Well, I'll use my fast action to. If I move, does that take me out of the depot?
Well, you're pretty much you're right there in the middle.
I'm
of
right
the
there.
square.
I'm way out of the depot.
Yep.
I don't think there. Well, I'm gonna head towards. I'm gonna head towards the mining ops to look for equipment in there. Something I might be able to use as a weapon, improvised weapon.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna use my movements to move over there.
Okay, so you're all the way over there. All right, that is perfectly fine. And that brings us to the spider that just will not die for some reason or another. Someone give me a D6 if you would, please. Just to make my life a little bit easier. Alright, thank you very much. So the spider is going to try and bite this guy, because the other one's down on the ground writhing in agony, and he is successful. UPP Commando is not moved yet, so we'll give him a close combat roll to try to block, which he does. Spider's going to go again because it goes on a 3. It rears back and hisses. Well, Monaham's an NPC now, but Monaham and Sotillo take a point of stress. And that brings us to the NPCs. Nostromo. Chris Lacrosse stumbles in to the galley from the hallway outside. He stumbles in, he goes, I don't feel so well. And when you look at him, he's sweating, and he has black veins going all over his face and in his neck and on his arm.
Yeah, shit. Okay. Let's see, what's to the south of here? We've got... No, that's the family dorms. Okay.
Well,
there's a door to fish processing just north of us, right?
there is a door to fish processing just north of you. This Marine right here radios to Sotillo. In Spanish, Colonel, I think the medic is infected. You have a reply to that, Colonel?
Yep, I will, Sam. Contain and secure him. Shoot him if he becomes dangerous.
Affirmative. And then these two guys, this guy probably comes in over here, and then this guy actually heads outside, because they're really not doing any good right there in the actions elsewhere. This guy is down on the ground, and as you guys see, he had that black goop spat all over him, and he's on the ground writhing in agony as this stuff seems to be getting into his system. It's not going well. These other two guys still have a spider to kill, if they can. He's going to take aim, and actually, you know what? He's probably just going to do a good old-fashioned bug stomp. Alright. The spider does get a dodge. And it does not. Look at that.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Alright, so this guy right here just steps on the spider and squishes him. And he splatters and is dead. So I'm going to pull initiative cards for now. So here's the... Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, I did that thing where I lost video, I think. But here's the situation. You've got this Marine right here that is... Whoa, that I just moved and stretched out. I didn't mean to. That is on the ground, covered in goop, writhing in agony. You've got these two guys that seem to be okay. And then
Now
you've
I've lost you.
What's that?
Now I've lost you.
Alright, hold on.
Try reconnect.
Test? Hello?
I hear you.
You hear me?
Okay.
All right, good. All right, so you've got Lacrosse that's down here, who has clearly been bitten and is infected. Yeah, this is going wonderfully. In addition, Sotillo, go ahead and make an observation roll, and I'm going to do one for Monaham. Which she's got a wonderful observation.
Oh, wow.
Oh, very good. Very good. Well, technically, she can't panic because she's an NPC now. Let me just remove her stress. Sotillo, Monaham says, oh, Jesus, look, and you're already looking. There's a lot of motion in the jungle. There's stuff moving around out there. It's Not close. It's probably. Damn it! Did I go out again?
No, I hear you.
Okay. It's probably a couple 100 meters out, but you see plants moving, you see tree branches moving. There's no birds, but you can see and hear motion. You get an occasional glimpse of black before it's gone. There's more of them out there. Um, Monahan reaches down. She's got her hazmat suit on, and she's collecting some of the material off this UPP commando that's down. She says we've got to get him somewhere secure where we can try to where I can at least I need to go to the labs and see if I can isolate what this stuff is. Am I there?
I hear you.
Oh, okay.
I will yell at everybody
Yeah.
or relay the information. More coming from the jungle, and I'll command my Marines to basically ready fire as soon as they see them, but have enough time to fall back to the main dorm area building.
Okay.
And I'll just let everybody know get ready to fall back and secure the building. Loads incoming.
All right.
In the mining ops where we've got a lot of equipment in my office, but equipment, did I see anything I could use as some kind of a weapon, an incinerator or torch or something?
You've got easy access to any standard equipment pretty much. So, if you want something like a cutting torch, like what DeCoud is working with, that would be fine. That's a close combat attack. If you wanted something ranged, I imagine you could find a bolt gun easily enough, which is, it's a short range weapon. It's not particularly long range, and it's single shot. You have to reload every time you fire. But
At this point, if you do ask us for weapons, I will merely give you the AK that the Marine that got spat on had. So if you want the AK, just come ask the Marines.
Yeah, the problem is that my ranged combat is really, really, really awful. Whereas close combat is better, but still. Let me ask, if I used a torch, would it be close combat, or
yeah,
would it
that's
be
a close combat roll.
Right, so that's better for me because that's 4 dice instead of my range combat would be 2. So, all right, so I'm gonna grab a cutting torch, and then I'm gonna hustle back to the vehicle depot to get some roughnecks. We're not gonna have time. I'm gonna run back to the depot. I'm telling DeCoud, obviously we don't have time to dig trenches or any of that other stuff. I'd really like to see if they do have an aversion to salt water. We need to set up a pump and a fire hose and see if that's going to give us any prayer of working. So I'm going to try and get a couple roughnecks to help me do that very thing. Get some roughnecks to set up a pump to take suction out of the bay right there on the other side of the vehicle depot near the docks, and hook up fire hoses. Okay.
All right. DeCoud, what about you?
I would like to start moving. By the way, I don't have video on you, but I still hear you, so that's fine.
Okay.
I will get into one of the vehicles and point to the nearest other driver that's nearby and ask him to get into the other vehicles, and let's get these out of the depot and ready to use if we need. So I'll drive it out the back door.
Towards the docks?
Yeah, towards the docks and just ready to be deployed. I know that this is ahead of schedule, but we're getting jumped now, like consistently. So
Yeah.
let's get this ready.
All right, and let's see here. Let's see, who do we have? Monahan collected her sample, and she went heading up to LaSalle. Um, this guy's still on the ground, yelling and screaming. Nostromo, you're down in the galley, and let me check Mr. Lacrosse real quick here. Wow, it's a good thing Mr. Lacrosse is such a fit guy. He's looking pretty bad. Obviously, oh, that's not the right thing. I said it once, I'll say it again. I really wish it just opened the advanced roller to begin with. But he's stumbling across the galley, and he's like, Intendant Fidanza, I need help. I'm not feeling well. Where's the doctor?
Say to him, "Take it easy, comrade. We're gonna get you out of this. We're gonna get you fixed right up." I ordered the two commandos to take control of him and bring him into the main dorm and lay him on a bed. And I'll let him know that I'm going to have the doctor come in and check him out.
Okay.
And then I don't know if I have a chance to tell the commandos as they get out to seal the door.
Seal the door to the main dorm?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You have to lock it.
Yeah. With them inside or outside?
Outside.
Okay. All right. Just so I am clear. All right. So they lay him down. All right.
Yeah, and there's a stand guard there while this is more turns than I have, but my next plan is to head out to the main atrium there and
okay. Well, we're not really in combat, so it's just kind of whatever flows right now.
Yeah, so I'm going to head out to the main atrium to make contact with some of the other leadership, I guess. So
okay.
I'll make my way through non-spider fish processing here.
Non-spider fish processing.
By the way, while we're doing all this stuff and working, do we see any of the regular little spiders around?
Very, very few. Very, very few. And the jungle that this colony is near is usually very full of avian life and small animals and that type of thing, and there's not much sound coming from out there either. And Nostromo, as you head outside, you hear a loud thump come from the door of the main dorm, and as you so there's that sound behind you, but as you come out, and all of you who are outside will see this, as this commando here that got spat on, that got spat on, he kind of stops writhing in pain, and he stands up and lets out a terrible sound. His eyes are glazed over and black, but at the same time they have kind of a translucent white layer over them. And that's so we're gonna take him off the map, and instead we're gonna add him.
Define terrible sound.
I don't know if I can make it myself, but kind of a type thing.
In that case, I'll shoot him in the head.
I will let you make that move. Let me see. Hold on one second. I need one more. We're gonna delete poor Chris and put this thing right in there. All right. Go ahead and make your ranged combat roll. You are at engaged range, so it's a -3 penalty. But I'll let you aim, which is +2, so
-1.
-1 total.
-1 Norcom pistol.
Oh, okay. So then you'd be yeah, -1 Norcom pistol. That's fine. 1 success. Would you like to push the roll?
Yes, why not?
Two successes total. What would you like to do with your extra success?
Damage.
Damage. All right. So you shoot him, and you level your pistol and pound around right into his head, and his head jerks back for a second, and then he just turns his head back to face you, and you probably shot him like through the eye, and there's just black goop running down his face, and it just sneers at you. And I think that's a really good spot to stop.
Nice.
Ah,
Sure.
So
for the spider, maybe.
yeah. I'm going to actually end Act 2 there. So when we play next week, we will be on Act 3. I will have your agendas updated. In terms of I'm sorry, agendas for story points. Even though Andy missed the end, I'm definitely giving him his for Monaghan. So that clicks him. All right. And let's see, DeCowd, your agenda.
You know, I would like to interrupt you
Please.
and just say I really don't feel like I deserve one for this PlayStation session, just because I had an opportunity to really play into that and I didn't take it.
Okay.
And I realized after I didn't do it that I could have done it, and you may not be aware of that, but it doesn't matter anyway because I've still got 3 of 3.
Oh, so you're maxed out anyway.
But you might be tempted to be nice to me and give me one, but I don't think I deserve one.
All right.
For whatever that's worth. I'm not trying to be modest. I'm just pointing it out. I really didn't play to what was in my agenda today.
No, that's fair. Nostromo, I'm going to give it to you. The game tried to run away from you a little bit, but you were trying to make moves that way. It just seemed to, but you were definitely playing towards it. You just never quite got down to the bottom of it. But yeah, you can click that on your end. And
Okay.
then Gould, where are you at on yours? Let's see here.
I think I made a move to do it, but I think most of the time I was just trying to stay alive. Frankly,
That's exactly
I
what
was-
happened with me.
the whole time just trying to stay alive because
I feel you, man.
Oh, and so Tio, I didn't mean to forget about you. I skipped you. I think I skipped you.
Probably, probably not as well. But I think, once it became Alien Goo, it became a moot point.
Yeah, I agree with you. You didn't have a whole lot of opportunity to it before the story kind of moved on. But that's okay. That's okay. We'll have Act 3 agendas. I'll get those loaded in for you guys. I reasonably expect that we should be able to finish San Tome next session.
yeah, because we'll all be dead.
No, nobody's died
Speak
yet.
for
What are
yourself.
you guys worried about?
I am feeling this as well, this impending death. I've been feeling it since before we started today. Like this is going south.
Tell
I
that
don't
to
know, man.
Christopher Lacrosse and Wayne.
Wayne. Poor
They're
Wayne.
NPCs. No one counts NPCs anyway.
Poor Wayne exploded. I didn't even see that, and I'm like traumatized by it.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. In terms of, I'm definitely here for next week, normal time. The 25th, I have to miss. We can't do that because it's my oldest son's graduation, so from high school, so that's kind of important. And then
Does he realize that there's a crisis on San Tome right now? Is he not aware that people's lives are hanging in the balance?
Yeah, I don't know that he's that worried about it. The good news is I don't think it's
nice.
going to matter. I don't I don't think San Tome is going to be our biggest concern on the 25th.
Must be nice.
And then yeah, my plan is we should be able to finish San Tome next week, and then on the first we can probably have a session 0 for my campaign if everybody's in for that.
Ooh,
Good.
tell us more about that real quick.
Okay, that is a multi-scenario campaign which I'm still writing. I have completed 5 scenarios and I'm expecting to have 2 more. It is a riff on the space trucker concept, but you guys actually will be playing an independent ship that has been contracted by the UA to do survey missions out past the frontier. So it's
I really like the sound of this.
yeah, it's going to be. You're going to have, we'll sit down, we'll do character generations. You guys are able to, you guys will be making your own characters this time around via the rules in the book. We'll probably have, because you were explorers and you're a survey ship, you're probably going to have a couple of scientists in the group, at least one, if not 2 or 3, I imagine. Not that we necessarily want to overload that career, but you can pick any career from the book as long as we can kind of make it make sense. Colonial Marshal might be a hard one to do unless you're a retired Marshal, that type of thing. But we'll figure that out. I don't want to constrain you guys because you'll be able to actually make your own characters instead of something I've pre-genned. So.
Okay, sounds great.
Sounds really good.
As long as we can get flamethrowers, I'm happy.
And some goddamn napper leaf, maybe.
Well, the good news as space truckers is that your supply options are only limited to what you remember to buy.
Excellent.
I want that shit like permanently mainlined, like
Yeah.
a pump right here that's got like a cat tube, like right into my heart.
My kids they have a space trucker campaign that we haven't. It was kind of the first thing we did getting into Alien. We haven't gone back to it for quite a while, but they joke that they have the Costco-sized pallet of Naproleve in their cargo bay. So,
Man.
That's funny. That's straight up hilarious. I feel their pain.
yeah, oh yeah, you start to realize just how important the stuff is, because the stress adds up pretty quickly. So,
All right, guys.
all right, awesome.
All
Thanks,
right,
guys.
very cool.
Thank you,
We'll
everyone.
Look forward to
see
it.
you in a week.
See you guys next week.
All right.
Cheers.
See you next
All
week.
right.